Wait, hold on, wait 1 second. Let me just check my status. How close my order is. It is in Sykesville, baby.
Sykesville?
Yeah, it is heading to me.
Well, if it's in Sykesville, then it's not there. Psych!
You fucking got me! Alright, I'm ready. It's gonna be 15 minutes, so I'm ready.
Hey, party people! Welcome back. This is going to be episode 11B of the Split Party Podcast. If you haven't already, I need to think of something else to say. I say that literally every time.
Yeah, right?
What else could I say?
Nothing, dude.
Hey, party people! If you haven't already, please subscribe on all platforms, like and follow. You can join our Discord if you'd like to chat with us, the Split Party Podcast.
God dang it. I was hoping you would finish it so I didn't have to do it. We are on Twitter. We're on Instagram. Go follow us on that. If you listen to us on YouTube, you could give us a subscribe. That would go a long way. If you really like what you hear, if you've been listening to us up until this point, or if this is your first episode and you find out that you like it after you listen to it, then consider giving us a review or a thumbs up. It would really go a long way, help us out quite a bit. If you want to hang out with us and other members of our community and ask us questions, anything like that, get to know us, feel free to join our Discord. All of that stuff should be in the Linktree link below or in the description, wherever it goes, depending on where you're listening to it. That being said, we're going to get into it. So we're going to start out with a recap, and then we're going to go from the recap to like a brief kind of where we left off for the players, because it has been... Did we play last week? Or was it the week before?
No, we didn't.
Yeah, so it's been about 2 weeks for us, so we'll go over that stuff, and then we are all up to the players. I think this one is it's gonna be a good one. I've also got a little bit of ambience that I made up today that I want to play for the players to really kind of set the atmosphere for them. Gracos 301 YOD. Darkreign. They say that power corrupts, and that the mighty build mounds from the dead, for which their followers worship them upon. But I ask, what if the foundation of their lies and filth would shift, and the dead rose once more to speak their mind? I say, the invulnerable would topple into their graves, and the oppressed allowed to start life anew. I admit that at first glance, I was blind to the threat that their order posed, and what damnable boons they would gain. Thus, the responsibility falls on me, to put an end to them and their lines. I am ever grateful for those that have stuck by my side during these trying times, and I'm hurt beyond measure for those that have ostracized me for this untimely realization. At least Seamus understands. From a dusty tome read by a stranger in a dark cellar.
This is the Lich speaking. I know it is.
So we resume with you guys. Oh yeah, so you may not know this. This is going to be new for you guys on the B-side. During Darkreign, I'm not going to be doing recaps, like traditional recaps. I'm going to be doing kind of like little lore snippets. I've been doing it for the A-side. I'm going to do the same thing for the B-side.
Yeah, and the Lich, that was the Lich, his book. I see what Jimmy meant when he said he's misguided. Huh. Well, you're gonna have to die anyway.
You guys resume. In the last episode, where we left off and where we pick up, Baldwin was slain, or formerly known as Vasily.
Bit of an understatement.
Yeah.
I destroyed him.
The ships returned to the shore, and so far the former slaves have integrated themselves fairly well into the ships and the other clans. We had some time skips for a few days leading up to Darkreign, and when you guys got to the throat of the river, half of the ships were left there. I think that was Gabriel's idea, right?
Yes.
Leaving only 6 boats to travel upstream at maximum or at regular capacity, because only half of the remaining Northmen were there after what had happened in Castlelore. So now there's 6 kind of fully manned boats. And as Darkreign fell upon the trio, you guys were all 3 at the front of the ship speaking to one another. Well, Gabriel's kind of meditating. And the further and further that you guys went into the river, the more and more narrow that it got. And the first attack of Darkreign, once the sun had been eclipsed and Darkreign began, was that the first ship in line, which was your ship, the Sea Serpent, was attacked by a pair of water witches, which is what Rubin called them, and explained what they were after the fact. Tamacti was able to scare one of them off, which in turn scared them both off with a shot from his rifle. well, Gabriel was kind of like lulled into sleep by their singing that you guys hadn't noticed was happening until they were already gone, and kind of like an eerie silence had set back in. And so once they were scared off and Gabriel was awake, Gabriel climbed up to the crow's nest where he could see a group of figures just off onto the sides of the river. Now, note that the river is about 50 feet wide. The boats are about 20 feet wide, so the distance between the boats and the shore is about 15 feet on each side. So not very far at all. But he was up there and he saw a bunch of humanoid figures with long, lanky limbs and long sort of tendril-like tongues that are dangling from their mouths and maws full of sharp little teeth. And as he had been watching them and they were watching the ship in turn running alongside it on the shore, they were pulled away when they kind of got distracted by something else, and they ran off into the woods where they likely attacked something else that just happened to get in their way. And so screams and roars echoed in the distance, and we are now in Darkreign. I have for you guys a little ambient thing that I made today. I just kind of got inspired and thought I'd whip it up, and so listeners will get to listen to it, and you guys will get to listen to it. But as I described the kind of atmosphere, things are eerily quiet after the shrieks and the moans die out in the distance, and twigs and tree branches begin to snap out of sight, and the only thing that breaks up the monotony of the lapping oars gently lifting and rowing is the ship creaking and the torches burning with snaps and pops. And so here is some ambience for you guys to kind of get a feel.
Man,
Stupid crows.
So that was some ambience for you guys that I whipped up today. It's about 50 seconds. I just wanted to kind of like give you an idea of what it sounded like in the darkness as you guys were just kind of sailing up the way. We're not sailing, but rowing. The fire that you heard were the torches. So as previously described, there are kind of like 3 rows of torches on every ship, 2 at the front, 2 kind of at the middle, and 2 near the back next to the stairs that go up to the helm. And there were twigs breaking in there. There was rowing. There was lapping water. There were crows, obviously. There's creaking from the wood of the ships, and that's pretty much it. But that's kind of like the general atmosphere that you hear right now as we go into the session. And it's all you guys, now that you kind of have an understanding of what's going on. Like I said, Gabriel is up in the crow's nest, and that's or at least that's where we left off.
Mm-hmm.
Tamacti, I think, was up by the helm next to Weasel.
Yes.
And I think Rubin was still at the front.
Yeah.
At the figurehead.
Yeah, he was still at the front, and Rubin's just kind of again still scanning close nearby, because I think, as you said, Tamacti was going towards the crow's nest, and so he'd be looking far, Rubin would be looking close, and just letting silence roll over the ship. I don't know if any of the crew members are like talking to each other, or they're all just on edge and staring and waiting.
Things are pretty quiet. It seems like everybody, like for Tamacti being at the helm next to Weasel, if you were to look back at the second ship, and you can see the contents of all the ships behind you because they're all like illuminated by these torches. So if you were to look back at those ships, and they're all pretty close to each other, like only a 20-foot distance between like the front of one ship and the back of the other one. But if you were to look back, you would see that everyone's just kind of quiet on edge in anticipation of something, and they're looking out. They have their weapons kind of like at the ready, not in their sheaths or anything like that. Like swords in hands, axes in hands, spears kind of loosely held out in front of them. And you can see that Weasel next to you at the helm, Tamacti, is there's like a bead of sweat running down his right temple. And the atmosphere here isn't like, it's not super warm. It's actually pretty cool, like maybe 60 degrees, 50 degrees Fahrenheit-ish, something around there. So not something that like anyone would naturally sweat just being in, unless they have like ultra high blood pressure and a crazy high like standing heart rate.
I'm going to put a hand on his shoulder and sort of let a bit of my sort of radiant warmth flow through him, and I'll cast guidance on him and sort of reassuringly and say, I am here, Weasel. I will watch over you. You focus on piloting this ship.
There are beasts out there. I know that there are. They're watching us right now.
That is fine. Let them watch.
Are you not scared?
I turn to look at him, and sort of from out of the darkness, my pale blue radiant eyes shine like two kind of beacons in the night. I am not afraid anymore.
Gabriel, do you see anything up there?
I shake my head, but then realize that I'm on a crow's nest. He probably can't see that, so I tilt my head down. No, not for now. I will keep you appraised.
Weasel's kind of like, he's not hyperventilating, but he's
stressed
breathing,
out.
like very openly. Yeah, he's stressed. And he's got one hand up on the wheel, just kind of like steering it while everyone is just rowing, and the oars are like racing up and lapping back against the water and racing up and lapping it back against the water. There's not like chanting down there. They aren't like chanting row, row, row. Everyone's just kind of like going in unison. Or if they are saying something, it's very quiet. You get the general idea that people aren't really trying to draw attention to themselves. But that's pretty understandable, I think.
I will kind of place one last kind of reassuring look at Weasel. I'm going to head below decks, make sure everyone is okay down there. Gabriel will watch out for you up here until I am back.
Sure.
And then as Tamacti walks towards the stairs, he's going to cast message up at Gabriel and speak into his mind. Keep an eye on Weasel while I am gone.
I give you a thumbs up.
You can reply.
I choose not to.
Okay. I don't see you give me a thumbs up because it's pitch black probably up where you are.
Yeah, I don't think there's a torch up there.
You have dark vision, right?
Unless I gained it when I
don't believe
yeah,
you.
unless I gained it when I became a seraph. I did not. No, I do not.
Damn, okay.
Speaking of which, did you go through the Seraph level 1 stuff and actually add that?
I did, yeah.
Okay, good. Just making sure.
So I'll reply in that case. Understood.
And as you go to make your way down below deck, the wood creaks and kind of everything that's outside of the ship gets a little bit muffled as you're down there on the second deck. And there are a couple lanterns down on the second deck, a couple candles here and there. It's dark, but there's enough light to see. A very, very dim kind of atmosphere. Most people that you see down there, they seem to be like just kind of sitting down back to the wall against the sides, or just like having small talk with one another. They're just trying to be quiet, and more than anything, they're trying to be safe, it looks like. Just kind of like, typically there are more people above deck.
So this isn't the floor where the rowers are, right? They're on the bottom
Nope,
floor.
that's the bottom
okay,
deck.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll keep heading down then.
Okay. And as you pass by the quartermaster area and make your way down to the bottom deck, you see down here that there is a mixture of what are formerly slaves are now like free Northmen and raiders. There's just a mixture of them down here. Everyone seems to be kind of like doing their part, and you see someone. They look like they're getting really exhausted, and they stand up and go to make their way upstairs, leaving their spot empty for the time being.
Let's see. Do they? I look at them as they walk past. Do they seem to be displaying any kind of emotions at all, or?
They just look tired. They're like there's a a sheen to their skin. They're breathing kind of heavily, mouth open, and it's a Northman, like a raider that is doing this, and he passes by you, headed up the stairs unless you stop him.
I stop him. Are you all right?
Yes, I'm fine. I could use a break. I was going to go find someone upstairs.
Make sure you find someone quickly. We cannot slow down here. If the boats slow down, we all may perish.
Yes, of course.
Good. And while you're at it, why don't you bring some water down here for the others that have yet to take a break?
I can do that. Absolutely.
Good. Thank you.
He pats you once on the shoulder in passing, makes his way upstairs.
And I'll just start walking through the rows of people, and I will, as many times as you'll let me, without, I guess, to the point of basic, I guess, like magical exhaustion, I'm going to cast guidance on as many people as I can. It's kind of a way to just, like, I don't know, make them feel my warmth.
A little bit of pep.
It's a cantrip, but I don't. It sort of seems cheesy to be able to like cantrip everybody on the whole boat.
Yeah, I'd say you probably get look through like 7 to 10 people.
Okay.
We're not going to specify a number.
Sure.
Or we don't need to.
I'll do it to as many people as you allow me then.
Yeah. So you don't get to everyone, but I imagine you probably look for the people that really look like they need it, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then so as you're going through and doing that, people are just like nodding and keeping going what they're doing, but they're acknowledging that you're doing this. And you hear a couple of steps, and another Northman comes down the steps and makes his way towards that seat. The one that you sent up to get water, who was previously going to leave, comes down with a bucket of water behind that Northman and points to the spot that he left open, and then goes about ladling water for everyone. Bringing the bucket up to their mouth and in front of them, lifting up the ladle and bringing it up to their mouth while they're rowing.
Excellent. Well, seeing that, sort of satisfied that everyone downstairs is hanging in there.
Mm-hmm.
Tamacti will make his way back up to the second floor and then up to the top deck. And then we'll head back and take his kind of his post next to Weasel, kind of standing guard over him. And that's all that Tamacti will do for now.
Okay. During this time that Tamacti is downstairs, is Rubin doing anything? And I'm going to get to Gabriel.
Yeah, Rubin's just kind of he positioned himself on the railing again. One leg over, one leg back on the boat, so he can look down at like the side to make sure nothing's just trailing them under the. I don't know what you call that.
Yeah.
And he's just
the keel bow.
Yeah.
Bow?
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about.
I don't know. Yeah.
And he's just keeping watch. He's keeping a very close eye on the dark side. He's got like one hand on it just in case. He feels anything, so he knows if something's closing on the boat that he can't see.
Got you. Then in that, I come up to Gabriel, and Gabriel, as the ships are moving forward further and further, 5 minutes past, 10 minutes past, stuff like that, you're just keeping watch, or are you doing anything else? The river itself seems to be getting narrower and narrower the longer that you guys go.
As in, like, we won't be able to navigate it at one point, or?
No, you'll still be able to navigate it. It's just getting narrower, and the trees that are growing like just at the shoreline or just out of the shoreline, like in the water even a little bit, seem to be kind of like almost creating a tunnel, where the boats will be able to squeeze through, but tree branches are going to be very close to the
like
masts
mangroves.
and stuff like that. Yeah.
Got it. Well, I'll simply be keeping an eye out then. I don't really have anything particular to do up there, nor do I have the room really to do much because it's a crow's nest. So I'll keep an eye out carefully in the woods, make sure nothing approaches us, or if it does, if it doesn't seem to want anything with us, it's just observing, then fuck it.
If you guys, even if we don't have an encounter, I think it could serve you guys well to have a visual representation of what's going on. So, if you would like, we could get in Tailspire really quickly.
Yeah.
And you guys.
Oh,
can
you know
see
I'm
kind of
already there.
What you're experiencing. So let me open up my Tailspire really quickly. You guys, the listeners, will be receiving encounter images in the Discord, in the encounter images channel, and they'll be spoiler tagged. So if you haven't listened through the whole episode, then you don't need to worry about like spoiling something for yourself. You actively have to go in there and click on like reveal spoiler content in order to see it. So we hope you join the Discord. Check out those encounter images. All of our encounters are done in Tailspire, and Tailspire, I've been using it for about 2 years now. Amazing tool for any campaign that you have. It just really adds that extra layer on top of like 2D maps, and I think my players would agree with that one.
For sure.
100%.
If you're listening to Tailspire, give us a sponsor. Thank you.
Yeah. Also, make an Instagram
Yeah.
account so I can tag you every time I make a post.
Yeah, we bought like 10 keys now.
Yeah,
actually.
right. Well, damn, we are sailing close to. If we catch something, then we gotta break quick. We're dead. This is a flip in the river.
This is sick.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Look at that tree farm over there. They got all sorts of different trees floating in the ocean.
Yeah, those are all the different trees that I
that's fucking.
that I use to put together this map.
Wow, this is sick. Any Easter eggs here?
All right, I just got in.
Okay, there you go. And you guys are on the lead ship, as you know.
Of course.
Oh, this is awesome.
But this really shows you like how it's kind of narrowing out a little bit, and the trees are kind of growing out from the edges, and so
Yeah.
really hope this fits the
Treacherous
vibe.
sailing.
Actually, not a fan of this, believe it or not. In case you're
Believe it or
curious.
not.
Really not a fan of whatever's going on here.
And so coming back to the RP, as you guys are sailing and Gabriel's up on the crow's nest, Gabriel, a branch that is extended out actually just grazes your shoulder plate.
I thought you said it was. I thought you were going to like it swipes you off the thing. I'm like, oh no.
No. It just grazes you to
Okay.
give you an idea of like
How
it's
close
really
it is.
that close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially the top of the trees are like they're kind of like forming a tunnel on top. So I'll sit down on the crow's nest just to avoid exposure. And like if I'm not paying attention at one point, I don't get a branch in my head.
Yeah, that makes sense. And so meanwhile, there's still like the rowing, and there's crows that are just cawing every now and then, and twigs cracking in the distance on the sides, just off of shore. I think it's fair to assume that this whole time creatures have been running alongside you guys in parallel, or not quite running, maybe just like lurking around and then running off into the distance. But the torches really draw attention.
Yeah.
But you guys got to see, so kind of catch-22, you know.
Necessary sacrifice.
Also, we're using isolated reds currently as our effect. What it would normally look like is this. So I think isolated reds really.
I like
brings
isolated
together the
reds.
Darkness.
Yeah, this is definitely
that's
much
sick.
better.
Ruben, your sign lights up. You feel the warmth of it on your neck, and at first it's dim, and then it gets a little bit warmer and brighter, and then it starts to like you can really feel it shining. It's not going through your armor or your helmet or anything like that, but it is shining.
Oh, okay.
Some big
Can I roll a perception check and just like kind of check the immediate surroundings and trees and shit that are like right next to the boat?
Sure,
Okay.
I'll allow that.
Awesome. Let me
Close enough that it should be within torch light, so you don't need to be disadvantaged or anything.
Perception.
And that one, the first roll of the night. A shame.
a good omen.
Looking around, you're like glancing at the woods. You hear a twig break, and your vision snaps over there, and you don't see anything. And you look up into the trees, and you can hear skittering in the trees and like scratching on the bark, like claws, something climbing it, but you don't see anything.
And Ruben's gonna dismount his position on the rail and kind of like hurriedly walk towards Tamacti. Is that where you are right now on the ship?
That is
Hanging
him.
out here.
I think this was meant to show me like coming up from below decks, because once I'm back up on the top deck, I'm gonna head towards
so
towards the wheel with Weasel.
okay, he'd probably like catch you as you're fucking walking that way or
Okay.
something. Like put a hand on your shoulder
Huh?
and Tamacti, we've got company.
What?
And he points up towards towards the trees that they're closing in on, and I'm not sure where, but somewhere close.
I see.
You hear. I hate you. You hear screeching. Something overhead, high overhead. It's not quite clear what it is, but it's something fighting something or being attacked, and it's out in the darkness, out of your sight. But it's somewhere above, maybe out in front. Who knows? Just a little bit of
I'll keep an eye that way.
situational awareness for you guys.
Keep an eye that way and stand up, just ready in case. Because if something flies by, I'm jumping on it.
Mm-hmm. It screeches and continues for the better part of a whole minute before you hear it kind of like stop. And it doesn't like abruptly stop, it just sort of fades out, where it turns into like just crying for help almost, and eventually either going unconscious or dying.
Good.
Yeah, we don't like that.
What do you mean?
After kind of relaying this information, Ruben's walking back to the front while looking at the sky. Obviously you can't see whatever's going on, but they can definitely hear it, and it's got him a little bit on edge. That's for sure. And he takes place in his spot again at the front of the ship.
And at the front of the ship, as you're there, you don't hear it because of your perception. But Gabriel, all of a sudden you hear kind of like a whoosh coming down from the sky.
Oh, I look up.
It sounds like it's something big,
Right.
and you can hear the wind resistance on it as it's like slicing through the air, and I don't know, you have a moment to react in some sort of way if you would like to. I don't know, whether that's shouting or whatever, I don't know.
I'll look down. Rubin, something is coming. Big as well.
Where?
I just, if you look up back at the crow's nest, I'm literally just
Hey,
pointing up at the sky.
Yeah, you'd turn around and look towards Gabriel, and then look
I
up.
spawned my echo next to me.
And as he's looking up towards Gabriel, and the echo spawned there next to you, and you're pointing up in the sky, but kind of looking down at Rubin, right?
Yes, sir.
Something in the darkness ahead of you guys just soars down from the air, like a massive shadowy sort of silhouette in the darkness, just barely illuminated by the torchlight. And Rubin, a splash of water sprays you on your back, the back of your helmet, all over your clothes, the front of the ship, as something falls and crashes into the water
Jesus.
in front of you guys.
And of course, thinking there's a kind of more immediate threat, Rubin spins around to try and figure out what the fuck just happened.
Okay, the waves kind of ripple out from whatever it was that impacted there, and whatever it was definitely fairly large. Specifically, it was the size large.
Oh.
So, and it crashes into it crashes into the water. Waves ripple out, but everyone downstairs seems to keep rowing. Weasel turns to Tamacti and just glancing at him, and then shouting towards the front to Rubin. What was that? Are we under attack?
No, not yet.
Something died, which means something bigger killed it. If you have archers, Weasel, I would get them up here.
Tamacti, downstairs, get a couple of the men, please.
Are you sure it's a good idea for me to leave you?
I think that I'll be okay here for a moment.
Very well.
Just run down there. Shout for 2, 3, I don't know.
All right. Well, then Tamacti will run back
Tamacti takes
downstairs.
2 steps away, and Weasel gets snagged off the side of the ship.
Nah, I keep an eye on Weasel. I'm looking that way.
Tamacti will run back downstairs and point to 3 or 4 of any of the armed individuals that are probably standing by. Probably Sasha, Balfour, and whoever the third shitheel is.
Lanya.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, they got good armor. Bring them up here.
Yeah, I'll point to those 3 and I'll say, it's time to prove yourselves. Get up.
Okay. And in that, Sasha, Lanya, and Balfour make their way upstairs. I did not anticipate that you would call for them, so I'm gonna whip up some tokens for them.
You didn't think I'd call them my 3
His death cultists.
my 3 cultists?
Yeah, because Covert's a cult leader now.
The start of the cult of
Tamacti is
Tamacti.
evil. Maybe the Lich wasn't wrong. Maybe the Great Art built up on the bones of the broken.
All right, so there's the tokens for them. They're up on the ship, and they kind of look to each other, and they don't shrug, but it's kind of like they lock eyes, and it's like a mental shrug where they're like, well, whatever, let's do it, and they make their way up to a standing position and kind of grab their weapons, like axes from loops at their belts and swords, whatever they're using, and they make their way upstairs behind you without hesitation. Are we under attack? Is everything all right?
We are about to be. The 3 of you spread out evenly along the top of the ship. Who's the biggest? It's Balfour is the largest, right?
Yes, Balfour is the largest.
Balfour. I'm going to point to him. You stay up by the wheel, protect Weasel with your life. You other 2 spread out where you can.
Balfour makes his way up to the wheel, and he kind of like stands behind him, but not quite at the railing. He doesn't want to get snatched right off of it.
Sure.
And Lanya, or Sasha, makes his way over to the starboard side of the boat, more towards the back, and is looking out with weapon readied at the woods, as well as Sasha makes her way up towards the front of the ship to look out from the front left, the portside bow.
And then Tamacti is going to alight upon his wings, and I'm going to see if I can do this with my token here. How do I raise the height of him? Like, how do I...
Alt?
Control.
Oh,
Control.
Oh,
I can also add fly.
There we go.
So that it's like permanent.
Tamacti is going to... can't believe I did that so well. That was really...
That's pretty well done, yeah.
He's going to alight right here and sort of balance himself with his wings, and then he's going to pull out his rifle and kind of call down to everyone, I will keep an eye on all of you. And he's going to, I guess, wait.
Okay. As the ship begins to make its way over where the splash happened, out in front of the boat, Rubin, if you were to look over, you would be able to see what it was. I don't know if you want to risk looking over, but that's up to you.
to like right in front, where just in front of us. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, he's gonna look over.
Like as you're passing by over top of it.
Oh yeah. Okay, I gotcha. Yeah, he's gonna look over and take a peek at it.
Okay. You see that there is a griffin down underneath the surface of the water. It doesn't look like it's fully grown, but it is still large in size, a little bit larger than a horse with wings, basically. And griffins are something that are kind of like native to the mountainous areas, like the Gray Spine up in the north as well. That's where a lot of the kind of like griffin riders get their griffins from. You would know that being from the Burrock. That like knights from the Burrock will go up there, like knight graduates will go up there and kind of prove themselves to get a griffin, and then come back with either an egg or a young griffin that they can kind of bond with and grow with over time.
Mm-hmm.
And this one has just crashed down into the water in front of the ship. It is now dead. You see a tint in the water from the torchlight of dark red.
Wow. Wonder what the fuck a griffin was doing down here. Curious indeed. And it's just the griffin, as I Rubin kind of scans around the water around the boat to see if there's anything else. Just at the front, obviously. He's not going to run to the back.
Just the griffin. That's it. And you can hear distant shrieks, but they don't sound like they're anywhere near the boat. Like whatever it is possibly just killed this griffin and left, or got distracted by fighting something else. Who knows? But But
Little
your sign goes dim for a little bit.
gotcha. Okay. He's gonna sally back up on the railing there at the front, same way he had before. Just kind of thinking on whatever killed the griffin, and the fact that it didn't eat it is a little concerning.
Fair.
That's it. That's it from him.
Okay. Rubin, do you have dark vision?
I do.
Is it always that you have it, or is it
Yeah.
like
It's part of the class. Let me find
And you also have something else, right? Like, am I tripping out? Like,
It's,
you have some other sort of sense vision kind of thing.
I have dark vision up to 60 feet, and I'm adept at evading creatures that rely on dark vision. While in darkness, you're invisible to any creature that relies on dark vision.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Okay. That's kind of similar to. Never mind. I don't want to say it out loud because it will spoil it for Jimmy and the rest of the A side when Jimmy has said this.
What the?
What?
Nah, it's alright.
Spoil it. Spoil it.
About I would say about an hour passes by without anything. So if there's anything that you guys want to do during this time, you're welcome to. But about the 45-50 minute mark of like standing around, like weapons at the ready, Lanya
Damn.
looks at wherever Tamacti is at this time, whether he's still up on the
Yeah, I'm still up there.
the mast. Okay. Tamacti, I thought you said we were going to be under attack.
They are tracking us as we speak.
What is it?
The beasts. They are all around us, even now. We are their prey and they are toying with us. Do not let your guard fall.
She looks up to you, kind of like, you can't really see it, but she's squinting. Maybe Rubin can see it if he looked, but she's squinting and kind of has that general, yeah, okay, whatever you say, sort of appearance. Before drawing in a breath and letting out a sigh, and Rubin, your mark flares up again.
And
This time, like a solid 3.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
And, Rubin had been, after an hour of sitting there, he'd been just sort of leaning a little bit more, not necessarily relaxed, but like not all stiff and tense and as if something's going to get him any second, because he'd at least have a moment's warning. And he's in the middle of drinking his canteen when suddenly the sign flared up, and he shoots up and like gets off of the railing and starts looking around again. May I roll another perception check?
You can. I'll allow it.
Whew. Come on, don't fail me now. Oh wow, not much better.
Okay, yeah, a 3, totaling to a 6. You do not see anything. There's a twig that breaks next to Tamacti, followed by a twig that breaks next to Gabriel. As you guys are up there, kind of trees, like right to your left and right. This whole time, trees have been like tree branches that are extended out onto like above the water from these taller trees that are at the shoreline. These tree branches have been like grazing you, or leaves have been grazing you, and so you hear them like snap or bend as there's resistance from your bodies. But you hear a couple break that are not from you guys.
Okay, I'm going to cast Dancing Lights, and I'm going to place them. Let's see. How does this work? I'm trying to see the range on it. Details. Oh man, 120 feet. Holy crap. I didn't realize I could place them so far. I'm going to place them. We'll say I think I can do 4. So I'll do 4, I guess I'll 1 at each corner of the boat, so to speak. So like 1 front left, 1 front right, 1 back left, 1 back right, sort of floating, we'll say 20 feet above the surface of the ship.
Okay, 10-foot radius. As you put those up around the ship, you hear another twig snap to your right. So as you put up these lights, and you're standing there, are you like holding on to the mast for balance, or
sort of using my wings as kind of
like an arm?
Yeah, exactly.
That's pretty cool. Then you hear, as you guys pass by a particularly thick part of trees, you hear a snap in the tree branch to your right.
Okay, I turn and look.
And me too, me too.
Diving out from the tree branch comes a creature barreling out from the tree branch through the leaves, and you can see its face, like kind of very flat, long, almost caveman-like, with pointed ears and milky white eyes, sores and pus buboes like on its face, and blood, open mouth. A very, like, the lower jaw comes out much further than the upper jaw, and its nose is very flat.
Gross.
Yeah, it comes barreling out and lands onto the mast with you, like running along it,
Okay.
and goes to charge into you.
Wow.
Is that size accurate or?
The size is accurate.
Gotcha.
So they are little monkeys.
Okay, and so as this thing barrels out onto the smallish platform that you are on, it tries to smash into you with a claw. And it's just going to be this one. I'm not going to go through like a full turn for it. But a 13?
That will miss.
That will miss. And so he kind of like goes to barrel into you. How do you react?
I'll say I sort of kind of turn and use my rifle almost as kind of a staff and kind of deflect / smack his claw away as he tries to rake into me.
Got it. And when this happens, there's simultaneously cracking from other tree branches and limbs as thuds sound out all across the ship as these things just dive out of the trees and land in the ship. Some of them don't make it quite to the ship and just fall right into the water, and it doesn't seem like they can swim. And then you hear shouts going up from the ship behind you guys. It seems like a similar thing is happening there. And I'm gonna bring them all out of GM layer.
Wonderful.
One of them thuds next to Weasel there at the top of the helm, diving out from the tree. Another smaller one just short of the helm, not far from Sasha, as well as another one not far from Sasha. And a larger one, kind of in the middle of the ship, lands with a thud. They all kind of like land on all four limbs and like snarl and look around, very bestial sort of senses. One lands directly next to Lanya, and one directly next to Rubin, as well as one final one next to Gabriel, or two final ones.
Are they meant to be that small?
They are.
Oh, okay.
Damn, they're gonna regret that.
And so two of them land up there. A few of them land in other places. But you see that some of them are about man-sized. Other ones are like
Baby
half of a
size.
man-sized. Yeah, like very, very small. But likely equally as angry or hungry or pissed off. And we come over to... I'm going to say I think it makes sense that Covert will start off the turn order for this round because
I agree.
he's already being engaged by one, and then the next ones land next to Gabriel before the other ones thud down low. So I think we'll just start the turn order off with Covert.
Okay. Tamacti is going to kind of being too close for his rifle to be much use, is going to reach out his hand, basically almost making contact with the head of this creature, and cast Sacred Flame.
Oh, cool.
So he needs to make a Dex saving throw.
He shall pass.
You said a Dex saving throw?
Mhm.
Okay, that can happen. A 19.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out where it's listed on my sheet, what my my attack DC is, but
What is
it
it?
doesn't matter.
The spell is what your cleric's spell, right? So it
Yeah.
goes off your wisdom, so it's going to be 8 plus your proficiency modifier plus your wisdom modifier, whatever that may be. Our proficiency modifier, I believe, is 3 right now. So 8 plus 3 plus whatever.
14.
There you go. That's your DC.
So yeah, that misses.
Mm-hmm. Is that your turn, or do you do anything else?
So that's an action.
Spin around like a ballerina around this pole.
Yeah, I think I'm going to kind of actually almost seemingly like fling myself off of this, but then using my one wing that's still hooked around the mast, kind of use the momentum of that to swing me around here.
Swing around? That's
yeah.
sick. I'm not going to make you make a roll for that because you could fly if you were to trip or something like that. Anyway, so.
But that'll occur at attack of opportunity, I'm sure.
It will. And I appreciate you reminding me. So it's going to swing for a 22 to hit.
Yeah, I'll hit.
Damn.
Or, man.
Forgot I'm not playing Pathfinder anymore. 22 is a good
There we
roll.
go. Sorry. 8 damage.
Okay.
Yeah, 22 is not very much in Pathfinder.
Yeah, in Pathfinder, it's like I rolled for 46.
Everything's like 30.
It's like, yeah, but my AC's 53, though.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
absurd.
it's an interesting system
I know.
for sure. But 8 slashing damage right at your chest as you start to swing away.
Yep, rakes across me.
And is that you?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that will be me.
All of a sudden, the front 2 ships are now in disarray, in chaos. And they're still rolling forward, and Weasel is like trying to keep one hand on the wheel while like drawing his weapon with the other hand and kind of going to defend itself or himself from this this creature down here. As we come over to Gabriel.
All right. I look back at the
These
second
two just
ship.
landed up here on the crow's nest with you.
Yeah, they're like 2 little small ones, right?
Yeah.
All right. How does the back ship look like they're doing? Like do I think they're gonna survive this or like?
I think it's too early on to know.
Yeah. All
It
right.
seems like there's a pretty equal amount between Northmen and these creatures, but I mean they are
Fair
they are
enough.
kind of mindless, and a couple of them are pretty small. So who knows?
I'm gonna try to kick these 2 here. Like, just
sick.
boot to the fucking face, like kick them off in the river, whatever. It's
Yeah.
a good fall anyway.
No, seriously, part of me was kind of hoping you would do
Yeah.
that.
I don't know if you want me to go for athletics or something, or
It'll be a melee attack roll, like unarmed.
so it would be essentially athletics because it would be the same modifiers. So.
Yeah, pretty
All right. 10, not good on the first
10
roll.
misses.
Damn.
Second one, 18, better.
So you're like holding on to the mast with one hand or something like that, and just
Yeah,
like
I go
like
to
kick.
I literally just go to kick their fucking heads in. First one, and then the second one, the guy on the right.
Mm-hmm. And so you kick. You miss one of them. It kind of like hides behind the mast of the crow's nest, and the other one like goes to leap at you from the ground and collides with your boot mid-air, launching back into the river.
See ya.
Where you can hear it like squealing and screaming the whole way down, like flailing through the air. And it looks like it can't swim. It begins to sink pretty quickly.
Awesome.
Nice.
As for my movement now, so this guy that's on Tamacti's thing, like his mast, whatever. How like does he have a lot of room? Like theoretically, if I were to leap across onto him, would we both fall down onto the boat?
I think that you would, and I mean, I could allow you to make an acrobatics on that. So it kind of is your goal to launch you both onto the boat, or is your goal to kind of just land up there and be cool?
I mean, land up there is fine. Colliding with him and falling down is also fine. It doesn't need to be graceful at all. Like I'm just trying to get him off Tamacti.
Okay, then I would call for an acrobatics on that. You have a bit of an elevation difference, so I'm not gonna bring like jumping rules into effect. I think that you'd be able to.
Yeah, I was
clear
gonna
that
say
gap, no
I
problem.
can very,
Plus your
very
strength is,
well
like, 20.
carry. Yeah, I can very much
Yeah.
clear that distance on my as a jump roll or a jump rule, whatever.
Yeah, I would say that's all your movement.
Yeah,
but you can
fair
make
enough.
that jump for sure.
All right, so acrobatics for this.
Yep.
Damn. All right, 9. Yeah, I'm not good at
Damn.
that.
Then I will allow you, if you would like, because. Oh wait, no, you only have 2 attacks, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've already used my both attacks.
Then I would say you probably jump and you overshoot it a little bit, and like you go to grab onto the mast and your foot slips and you begin to fall. You just let go and plummet down there.
Yeah.
Okay. Then you make your way and you fall down next to Rubin, actually with the momentum about to fall off the front of the ship, but you just like barely make it. You smash into the railing, like right into your chest, and you take
3d6, I think, because we're 30 feet up.
You take 9
Sounds
flinching
good.
from falling. As your chest just smashes into the railing, and you can hear these little, like the littler ones have higher pitched sort of squeals and snarls, and the larger ones are a little bit kind of throaty, meatier, and Lanya is already turning around to go and fight hers that is next to her. Is that the rest of your turn?
Yep.
All right, Waffle. These things are plummeting down and like thudding, landing onto the ship, and you hear Tamacti up there like use Sacred Flame, and it just launches out into the distance, into the trees before dissipating into nothingness. And Gabriel all of a sudden just comes crashing down. You hear a sploosh as something falls into the river. What do you do?
Yeah, Rubin at first looks to his right as like this little gremlin thing jumps down from the trees and thuds against the deck next to him. And he's about to attack when suddenly to his left, Gabriel slams against the ship. And
That's right.
Does it look like he's like
I'm good.
in danger of going overboard or anything?
No, his chest smashed into it, and he probably like collapsed down onto the.
I'm like
Like on the
sitting
floor,
against the
a little bit.
railway, like fucking. I'm like
Yeah.
my back just crashed against the rail, so I'm alright. I'm not in risk of falling down.
Gotcha. In
Sounds
that
about
case, Rubin, he backs himself kind of up against where Gabriel is. So one, he has something to grab, and two, this thing can't get to him while he's down. And he's gonna whip his chain at this little. Not even. Is it like a ghoul? What kind of a?
It's
You tell me, Monster
I don't
Hunter.
know. Yeah, you tell me.
I don't know. Is it a
Do you
beast?
look in your book right now? I don't.
no.
I don't think it's something that you would naturally be familiar with, but it might be something that's in your book. Who knows?
Okay. I'm gonna.
You can learn some stuff about it if you wanted to go in your book, but that also leaves it kind of open. So it's okay.
Yeah, where's the
just-
best here? Yeah.
Like, oh, hold on, I'm gonna flip through my pages. I'm gonna just whip my chain at it. That's fine.
Okay.
So it's a nat 20 for 26.
Nat 20 for 26 hits.
Awesome. And that
I
is
mean, the Nat 20 itself did, but like, yeah, 26. Oh yeah, you just have your normal fighting chain now.
Yep, I do.
Damn.
Do you have my normal fighting chain?
Damn. Plus 6 on that.
Okay.
So we max out the first die, of course.
How's it looking after that first hit?
So after 13, what is it, slashing damage? After
Yeah.
13 slashing damage, this one is looking bloodied for sure.
Okay. Hold on. There's one rule I have to read real quick because I think on a crit something happens. For I can roll additional die of damage for brutal.
That's right.
So
Oh, does your chain have brutal?
Yep.
Dang.
This thing
Okay.
is OP. Chain me out real quick.
So an extra 3 damage?
Yep. Because it's just the damage
Yeah.
dice, so.
Yeah. Okay. Then yeah, that creature is definitely bloodied, but it's not dead yet.
Ah, shit. Okay, then I'm gonna hit it again. Yeah. Let me.
A 21 hits.
Look at
Awesome.
him, man.
A 9 puts it down. So you smash once at it, and like the chain comes down in like an overhand arc, just like belting down across its shoulder into its back. And as you whip the chain back to you, you like the blades that are on the edge of it like slice into the creature and lets out a howl before you just bring the chain down again, and you hear a crunch as it goes limp there on the ground. Tailspire added a new emote recently, as you can see.
It's the knockdown. I've been using it a lot.
And so that one is dead.
Sorry, that little
see, like,
animation got me.
It's dark little blood starting to puddle out around it, and blood is now dripping from your chain.
And after doing that, Rubin's gonna immediately turn to his right and kind of, using the same momentum, whip his chain one final time towards this little guy over there in front of. That's Lanya, right?
That is Lanya.
Yeah. So he's gonna attack that one too. And
Okay.
let me roll that. Ah, damn.
Almost
And
had them
8
all.
misses. Yeah, and 8 misses. Sorry.
That is a-okay, boss man.
Is that your
And
turn?
yeah, that would be the end of my turn.
They seem to be kind of going about striking and attacking all that they can. This one goes to attack Lanya and misses with all 3 of its attacks. And Lanya's just like holding up a shield and just like battering away. And you can see using the broadside of her axe just like swipes the fist away. You hear like a little crack at one point, probably the thing's like little clawed hand. And the larger one that landed near the middle of the ship turns and it locks its gaze towards Rubin before running over and plopping itself down there next to the already dead, kind of like littler version of it.
Uh-oh.
And then the others kind of go about attacking all that they normally do. So I'm just going to roll those really quick. You see that one of them is kind of like, it landed on a... no, yeah, actually you don't see it, sorry. Combat's going on. We'll suffice to say that. There's a lot of NPCs and a lot of these creatures right now, so I'm kind of going to shorthand their combats.
Mhm.
But combat seems to be kind of at a stalemate right now. As everyone that's on the ship, all these raiding Northmen, they wouldn't be raiding if they weren't capable to some extent. And so it's not like this is a overwhelming thing for them. But let's see. What the heck? Oh my god, Tamacti.
What?
I just looked up and saw your...
I'm sleeping, dude.
I'm keeled over. Fucking, I'm tapped.
creature,
Too much whiskey rye.
Are you right up against the mast?
Yeah, I guess it sort of moved me over there when I fell over. Here, let me stand up. I'm like, here-ish.
Okay. The creature goes to kind of rope its way around to be like right next to you. I'm gonna roll an acrobatics on that.
Please fail.
Oh, they got good decks. Look at them.
An 18.
Damn.
And it gets its way around next to you, and it goes to attack you for 3 attacks.
3 attacks!
Oh.
Oh,
I don't like the sounds of those.
I know.
24, a 22, and a
Oh.
15. The 24 is a nat 20.
Oh, no. Well, they all hit.
All of them hit.
Yeah, my AC
Oh, boy.
is 15.
Got
Oh,
it.
shit.
Man, boy, what the fuck? That's crazy.
Okay, so 13, 28 slashing total.
I forget. That's a
Yeah,
lot of damage in this.
Tamacti goes down.
No way.
Really?
No, I'm kidding. That
No
would be-
way.
Can you imagine? Said 20,
Oh my gosh.
20 what? So,
28.
28.
Jesus
Just
Christ.
fly away, dude. Fuck it. These guys don't have bows. Man, if I had
The
wings,
other-
you'd never see me touch the ground.
The other one that was up there with Gabriel, it kind of like gets a running start, like clambers onto the edge there and hops over, or tries to hop over. I'm gonna roll that acrobatics now. Over to the
Yeah, fail and
kind of
fall with me,
swing
you
mast.
pussy.
Have you ever seen the fucking Mummy?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like those little
like a little
zombie
monkey.
monkeys, yeah.
It misses the jump
Yes.
with a 7.
And it falls right next to me.
And with where it was and the trajectory of it, it actually dives right off of the edge of the water. So I'll just hide
I
it.
proceed to do the dying screech of the creature for a minute straight.
Oh boy. And so it like just sails through the air, like sploosh, falls into the water, and you can hear it gurgling on its way down behind you, Rubin. I believe those are all the ones that would encounter you guys directly, and so we're going to shorthand the rest of the combat, move on to Covert.
Oh, that's very kind of you. Thank you.
You just got...
Mollywopped, I believe, is the...
Yeah, he Mozambique your ass for sure.
Yeah, I guess I'll like take to the air and probably get beaten up and fall and die.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just gonna,
okay,
Tamaki's just
well,
gonna jump off.
Okay.
Oh fuck, that's not what I meant to do.
a 15 opportunity
Yeah.
Great. Yeah. Okay. Yep. That hits.
for 7.
Okay.
You're up. You good? You now shoot him.
Yeah.
Shoot him,
Yeah,
John.
I'm
Are you flying or are you just jumping down?
flying. Just can't
Okay.
do it on
There.
there.
I toggled your fly.
Oh.
So you can kind of raise yourself up and put yourself forever.
Look at,
Like,
I got
can
a
you
little.
just hover
plastic.
and Can you just hover and shoot?
Yeah.
Got wings, dude.
Dude, you're
I
like
don't-
a fucking Apache.
Yes, an Apache gunship. That's me.
So you leap away, and you're up there, like your wings are barely fitting amongst the trees, the tree branches that kind of extend out over the river. And the ships are still moving right now. Like the ships have not halted. Weasel is desperately trying to keep the ship going straight, as is the leader of the ship behind you guys. And you can still hear like the lapping and rowing from all the oars below deck.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds as a second level on myself because I'm not doing so hot.
All right.
Man, that's a waste. You ain't
I
gonna
have-
get hit again.
I have 16 HP. I'm not about to get one of these
Dang.
things is gonna jump out of the tree at me next turn. In order.
That's why you gotta fly
and
higher.
not
What's
hit the
the range on
ground.
your gun?
Sure, I guess I could. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna fly into orbit real quick.
Like I said, man, if it was me with wings, man, I'd be
Just
invincible.
be aware that you do still have a fly speed.
Yeah,
I'd
it's
like to
40
cast Magic Hellfire
my
Missile.
fly speed is 40 feet.
All right, story checks out.
Checks
Uh,
out.
That's
See what I mean, bro? With wings, I'm telling you,
Yeah,
flying in this
I,
game is overpowered as fuck.
Y'all
It is.
remember Call of Duty Ghosts? I'm gonna load up the Odin orbital fucking tungsten rod cannon right now. Drop a couple fucking payloads from space.
I'm about to hit him for real.
Yeah, I'm going to shoot this dude twice with my rifle.
okay.
So let's see. It's a 20, and
A 20 hits.
the second is a natural 20. Now that,
A natural 20
Is
also
exciting.
hits.
Wow, that's awesome.
so 15 damage for the first, and 18 damage for the second.
Oh my gosh. Dang. Okay. Total of 23 piercing damage strikes against this one.
23.
Yeah, or sorry, 33.
Yeah, what are you get?
I
Trying
had
to
the, I had the right
shortchange
number. Don't worry, I had the right number in my head. I just said it wrong.
Yeah, all right, I see you.
I promise.
yeah.
I promise.
Yeah.
So 33. That one is bloodied as the two shots hit it, and it clambers like dangling from underneath the mast that it's holding on to,
Mhm.
like the crossbeam that goes across holding the sail. It's like holding on with both arms wrapped around it and both legs wrapped around it, blood trickling down in a thin stream onto the surface of the deck below.
Nice.
Is that your turn?
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can do anything as a bonus action that would further.
Roger.
Healing word if you got it.
Uh,
That's a bonus action spell.
I don't think I do.
That is very possible.
Yeah, I don't have healing word. So that's the end of my turn.
Okay. Gabriel.
Yeah.
You just landed, crashed into the deck below.
Facts.
And fighting is already going ham. What are you
That's
doing?
right. I get up, and I'm gonna go for that one that just pulled up on Rubin there, like the big one or the bigger one.
Uh-huh.
So
Gotcha.
I'm gonna get up quick and then like fucking rush over, and I can't seem to move my goddamn token for some
There you
reason.
go.
Oh, thank you. Yep, that works now. I'm gonna pull up next to him, and I will strike twice at him, or it rather.
And the sort of blackish claymore with the wood texture grain that ripples through the metal of the blade, and like purple energy tracing this texture all the way up the blade is in your hands, and you swing.
Once and 13 twice. Wow, my god, bad rolls.
13 hits.
Jesus, a 4 and a 2. Jesus, fuck.
13 hits though.
14 damage.
For 14 slashing against this one. Okay. You slash once against it, and you catch it in its like midsection, cleaving a big gash. Like its intestines start to peek out from the gash, and it turns to you and it snarls and squeals.
All right, that is my turn.
All right, Rubin, Waffle.
Yeah,
Gabriel's here at your side.
he'd been striking at this little man, but seeing both this creature run up and Gabriel rush in front of him, he turns to also gang up on this bigger guy, and I'm gonna first attack misses.
The 24 hits.
All right, I'm gonna roll Demoge.
God damn.
So an 8 damage on a 24.
And
All right.
as my bonus action, I'm gonna knock it prone.
You're gonna knock it prone. Okay.
Yep.
How are you gonna go about that?
Using tripping. Let's see.
Oh.
When you hit with a tripping weapon, you can use a bonus action, force your target to attempt a strength saving throw.
Gotcha.
DC for saving throw is 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus your strength or dex. So I'm gonna use my dex, which is +3, and proficiency is +3 as well.
Yeah, so 8 plus 6 then.
So it has to
Voila.
roll higher than a 14 for a
Okay.
strength save.
It fails with a 6.
Woo!
And as you lash out around its legs and you pull the chain and the blades like slice into its legs, they also trip it. It falls over backwards.
Unfortunately, you go after me, Waffle, so it's going to be useless because it's going to get up on its turn and attack us.
Yeah, fair, but at least I got to knock
And it
it
ain't
over.
Pathfinder, so we don't get attacks of opportunity when it does stand up.
Well,
For those of you wondering what the heck tripping is, Rubin Waffle is using a weapon from the Grim Hollow campaign guide or the Grim Hollow player's guide, one or the other, that is called the bladed fighting chain, and or two-handed fighting chain. Sorry, and they added a ton of new utility to weapons, and kind of like to balance that out because not everyone wants to run a super magic weapon filled campaign, me included, and so they kind of make up for that lower end magical weapon kind of train that appears in typical D&D campaigns by adding just a ton of utility to these really useful weapons. And so Rubin is using one of them. Sorry, I cut you guys off. What are you doing?
we were just discussing that me tripping it didn't actually do anything, but it made me smile, and that's
all that
what's
matters.
important.
Uh-huh.
I just wanted him to know
Later.
who's boss. Yeah, that's the end of my turn.
Facts.
Okay. As Strider predicted, it does stand up on its turn, but it seems entirely focused on something else. The first thing it does when it gets up is it reaches out an arm, grabs with its clawed hand onto this this smaller dead one, and its like jaw dislocates
And eats it.
and it eats it.
I knew it.
Like stuffs it right in its mouth, and it's like some sort of magical reaction happens. You're not quite sure.
It's bigger.
It yeah,
Dude,
it grows
God damn.
in size.
Oh my
And so it's-
days. I'm plunging in the river with it.
It's now there. There we go. Plot it down. It's now there, and that's its entire turn. But it looks like its wound kind of re-knits, and it seems much larger now. The other one, the smaller one, attacks Lanya, and Lanya seems to use like kind of like a parry to reduce the amount of damage that she takes. And then it seems like the one that is fighting Sasha can't quite land a hit. He's just too nimble, kind of like dodges out of the way. Up there on the top of the helm, Belfour runs over and is kind of defending Weasel. And this one is kind of locked in combat with Belfour now. On the other ship, one of the crewmen receives a nasty gash across the back, but he seems to be still up and at it. Not that you guys see this, but combat is definitely going on the other ship. And I don't want to spoil too much because you guys aren't probably actively looking at that, actually.
I think Tamacti probably has a pretty good view from...
I would say, yeah, he probably does. Combat seems still kind of at a stalemate over there on the second ship, but both sides is definitely landing blow for blow.
Okay.
It's now Covert's turn.
See me going on?
Yeah, let's see. First shot's gonna be at this shit heel that just won't die.
Okay.
Up there on the mast. He deserves it quite a bit.
Okay.
So it's 17,
17 hits
14 damage.
for 14 damage. As you hit it once, it kind of loses its grip, like clambering, still barely alive, but goes unconscious and falls down to the surface of the ship with a crunch.
Most excellent. And then Tamacti is going to, let's see, fly 40 feet in the air, which is somewhat difficult to judge. Get to just about here-ish.
All right.
or one I get to just about here-ish, rather.
Yeah, so going from like flying above the front of the ship to the middle. Of
Yeah, so moving towards the back of the ship, and Tamacti's going to aim his second attack at this little gremlin that is trying to fight Belfour and Weasel. And so he's going to fire a shot there. It's an 18.
An 18 hits.
That is 11 damage.
11 damage. Okay. And you strike it right in the back, and its immediate reaction is to kind of like arch its back, reach one of its arms around, and kind of like claw whatever is hurting it like off of it. It has no idea what a black powder weapon is, probably.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then let me check the range on something real quick if I can. Do not think I can do that. Nope. All right, so that's my turn. I was going to cast Sanctuary on Weasel down there, but it's further than 30 feet from me, so that's no go.
Gabriel, this
Yeah.
one creature here just devoured a smaller one and just grew in size, specifically to size large for our listeners. It was medium before. And it looks like its wound has reknitted, and it's now looking between the two of you, like its eyes milky white. You can't even tell where exactly it's looking.
Sounds good. I will, as a bonus, pop my echo next to it, and I will proceed to attack this big creature now, twice. So let's do that. Damn, I keep forgetting my roll. Oh, there you go. Okay, take 5 off whatever I get. So the first one crits. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Second one misses.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I could kill myself and make that a 22. Do I want to do that? Hold a moment. Yeah, fuck it. I don't care. I'm gonna suck 32 HP out of my pool, and I'm gonna make the second one a crit as well.
I'm sorry.
So the sword's gonna drain me.
Yeah, sounds good.
Excellent.
Yeah, as you kind of like make the first cleave,
He's
just like
pissing me
rage coursing through you, and the sword like almost whispers to you, sucking your life force from you. But like the sword itself, like it almost feels weightless as it's guiding itself towards the weak spot of this creature and slices into it. Make those rolls.
Awesome. So we'll add a couple to that because there's a few more that came from. So because since this is a brutal critical, I get to add another set of 2d6 per crit. And I get to add 10 to each because they were both great weapon master hits. So I'm gonna add all that. Give me a moment.
We also
68.
maxed out the first dice.
Oh,
Did you take into account
I
that?
didn't do that. Give me a moment.
So you would add 7 to the first one and 4 to the second one.
Got it. Me 4 and then so 79.
79. You cleave into this thing's back and then lift up your sword and cleave down again right into its neck, and you halfway sever its head, but it's still there, and like blood is gurgling out from its throat, but it's not dead yet.
Goddamn. Rubin, finish this fucker. I look like I'm pissed off.
So I just had to write down its new health. Holy cow. Yeah, you slash into it. That happens. It's like gurgling out. It's trying to like let out a squeal, sort of, but it just looks angry and mad. It's like bestial, kind of. It doesn't quite have that sense of fleeing, it seems like.
Yeah, figured as much.
And you said you had your turn?
Yeah, that's all I got in the tank.
All right, Rubin.
Where's his echo at? Is it like behind him or?
Behind, yes. I spun it behind it.
Yeah, let me toss that down.
So Rubin shifts a little bit to his left here. I don't know how to rotate myself. Oh, there we go.
You gotta hold Alt.
Shifts a little bit to his left here, and he's definitely in close range. Maybe a little too close. I don't know how to back up. Hold on. Okay, shifts a little bit to his left here, and I can get flanking with this dude behind him there.
Yeah.
Sure.
Awesome.
Yeah, because I've been flanking with my Echo before.
And trying to, again, this is just for flavor, but trying to target the same spot that Gabriel just cleaved into. He's trying to like wrap his chain around that portion of the neck and just like pull. Like when you're starting up a mower or something.
Yeah.
And
get that head off.
And I'm gonna roll 2 attacks on him here, and then
Because man, if he hits me next turn, I'm.
Well, that's a
Ooh, and that one.
nat 1. I'm
For a
gonna
7, dang.
hold on. I'm gonna
Hold on, check me out real quick.
if he's gonna use his fucking thing, I'm gonna use my thing, the Withering Half Plate.
Okay.
Anytime
that
you make an
do?
attack roll, saving throw, or ability check, you may re-roll the result with disadvantage.
If you die, if you kill yourself with it.
Yeah, I take 1d4 hit points.
Okay, that's not bad actually. So then you roll 2 d20s and take the shittier ones.
So I
So
take 4 Demoge. I get just
Okay.
I get like 3 days older, and
Yeah.
then
Yeah,
and I will
you
make
can
2 more
feel.
attacks and take the lower. It's a
Oh, come
23.
And
Fuck.
Oh, and an 8. So you can feel like your heart beat for a moment, like it's a heavy like outward and then inward single thud, and you just like you feel sharp pain, and as you kind of like whip your chain at it, and immediately like inhuman reflexes whip it around again. You miss with the second one as well.
Well, that was still the first.
I know, but it's
Oh,
it's
yeah,
flavor.
gotcha. Yeah, okay. And I'm gonna make my second attack. Which hopefully isn't.
thank
Okay.
God.
Whew.
22 hits.
All right, so I'm gonna add. So it's 11 damage plus
Pretty good.
11.
plus a d6
Actually, the best it
for
could have been.
flank for the Beastmaster's cloak flanking thing. Damn it!
Okay.
So it's 12 damage.
12.
Okay.
And
It's still alive.
You
as
know what?
You, like whip out into it.
I'm gonna use my I'm gonna use my bonus action.
To hit?
Yeah, to hit again.
Okay.
23.
A 23 hits
Another 8.
for 8.
Yeah.
And is that
And,
wolf thing like once a
yeah,
turn?
I
or-
get another one. Roll d6. 6.
Okay. And so how do you want to kill that one?
Woo! Just how described, managed to wrap the chain around that portion of the neck that's open. And after it, wraps around a few times, just yank on it as hard as I can and have the bladed chain just do the rest.
Got it. Just like starting up a motor, like you said, you just pull the ripcord and just like slices right through the rest of the neck that's there. And it gets caught up for a moment. Your chain like wraps around it, and then like one solid pull breaks it free. And the head comes off, and the creature just goes limp, twitching once or twice. And is that your turn?
That is the conclusion of my turn here.
All right. We go on to them. This one turns around and immediately tries to eat and feed onto this other one that had fallen down. And an attack from Lanya occurs.
Kill it, Lanya. Kill it.
She misses. The thing is so freaking tiny and the thing is so tiny and nimble that it just like turns around. She goes to slash down. It's like it has a sixth sense. It like steps to the side once and just digs into this thing, growing once in size.
No.
Oh my! Sorry, that's too big. That's too big. That's too big.
I
Sorry,
was
there we
gonna
go.
say, damn, they can skip stages? That's great.
No, but that one grows once in size. It's a new health pool. But that's its whole turn. And then the other one runs its way over. These two start attacking Sasha, and they're like nibbling at his legs and like tearing chunks out of them. You can see his boot has like a couple holes in it. Just their razor sharp little teeth. Massive like underbite just latches right on. And this other one up top, with a shot of Tamacti and the two figures right next to it attacking it, is like cleaved once right in the top of the head by Belfour with his like great sword, and like goes limp right there on the ground next to Weasel and Belfour. Meanwhile, on the other ship, one of the crewmen that is there fighting goes down, and then that same kind of, I don't want to say the name out loud. So that same kind of creature goes into fighting. They both are just like now double teaming this crewman, while the others are still sort of fending off and holding their own. And we come over to, let's see, I didn't miss any, right?
Don't believe so.
That one there is dead. I love the knockdown emote that they added. It just looks so good. But next we come over to Tamacti.
Excellent.
Is Tamacti's pretty beaten up, right?
Yeah.
He's got like half sort of strength left, like flapping through the air.
Half strength.
Got his rifle.
Definitely less
Well,
than half health, buddy.
Well, I just mean like kind of weakly, just flapping through the air, trying to hold it together, do all that he can. What does he do?
He's going to focus on one of the two that are attacking. This is Sasha down here, getting surrounded by.
That is Sasha. Yes.
He'll focus on the one that is, I guess. Here, I'll request a magic missile attack, so you know which one. Yes, I'd like to shoot that one that's kind of behind. And so
yeah, got it.
Tamacti will shoot. I am going to use my trick shots, though. One of my trick shots.
Okay.
I'd like to do a headshot, so it'll have disadvantage on attacks made until the start of my next turn. So I'll spend a grip point to do that, and then attempt to shoot it. So let's go ahead and roll that. That is a 10, of course. Misses, I assume.
Yes, a 10 does miss that.
All right, fire a second time. 14.
A 14 does hit.
Oh, wow, that's refreshing. 13.
For 13 piercing. Okay, that's number 7. And you see the shot like strike it right in the shoulder, and it like collapses into the ground and like quickly scurries back up, not really sure where it came from. And then the force of the bullet just pushes it right down.
Tamacti's going to lower himself a little bit, and then fly kind of here-ish to get a better angle on it. So he's gonna get a little bit lower, a little bit closer to the deck, but still fairly high up, and then move a little bit further towards the back of the ship.
Yeah.
And he'll still be sort of hovering there, beating on the air with his wings.
Mm-hmm. And it's not the only beating in the air that you hear.
Oh, great.
Is that your turn?
Well, now I don't want it to be. Let's see. I'm going to use a bonus action to cast Expeditious Retreat on myself.
Okay.
And then dash to like fly to the ground basically and kind of land with a stumble. Can't actually get on the ground, I don't think.
You don't want to get swatted down?
No, I have 16 health left.
By the cockatrice or whatever's coming?
Cockatrice. That's a type of parakeet, I think.
I know.
All right. Well, I can't. It seems like I'm just hovering from now on. So this is Tamacti, always slightly above the ground, but he is now sort of there, resting.
Sick.
I can just unfly you.
Absolutely not. And that is the end of my turn.
Okay. Gabriel.
All right. This guy is dead, right? The one that me and Rubin just massacred.
The big one, yes. The big one is completely put down. It's a massive corpse, like almost like gorilla-sized corpse, just like there on the ground, limp without a head,
Awesome.
head like dangled off and rolled off into the water.
All right. I will move over to the second one that seems to be feeding right now. Myself and the Echo will move.
Mm-hmm.
And we shall attack over here. Oh,
All right, so you cross from port side
5
over
off.
where you cross from starboard over to the port side side of the
Yes.
ship, where Lanya is fighting this one that's eating, and a 23 and a 19 both hit.
5 off both of them. It's just I said
Okay.
it at the beginning. I think they still hit, right?
14 and 18 both hit. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So plus 10 to both of these. So 27 to 23.
You both cross over, simultaneously bring up your swords and cleave them down, and you cleave into the back of this thing, like severing it at the midsection, and your Echo cleaves down right between its shoulders and head and just cleaves its head right off. It's split into 3 pieces and goes right there limp on the ground.
Excellent. And we will continue this carnage, but I'm going to start moving that way towards the other side, towards Sasha. I think he's dealing with 2 right now.
Your sign fades to a 2 for the time being, Rubin.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I look back to, this is Lanya, right?
Lanya is behind you, yes.
Okay, I turn around. Do not let any of them eat the corpses.
She
And I have
she
like
nods
this death
and
stare at her while I'm saying that. I'm like fucking just raging. Right?
Yeah, she like slings her shield off of her arm onto the deck, and looks like she's going to reach for one of them, maybe to pull it off into the water or something.
Awesome. That's my turn.
At the end of your turn, another figure enters the fray.
The cockatrice.
A giant parrot.
A massive bat, something that you guys have
my.
seen before, actually.
Something that we've fought before.
Smashes into the railing, landing up here at the crow's nest, or not landing, but like smashing into it. You can hear a loud crack as the very top of the crow's nest, or the top of the mast above the crow's nest, almost breaks off, but doesn't quite break fully. It's just like snapped and leaning, and it's just the top above the crow's nest, and it starts to fly down.
Oh man!
But that's all it can do right there.
Yo, Tamacti, this is all you, bro. I'm not an anti-airs type of character. You're the A battery.
Yeah,
So
the only thing I am right now is anti-life because I'm about to die.
Yeah, you can shoot it twice before that happens.
The remaining creatures, one of them is put down on the other ship. In fact, two of them are. And everyone's kind of like maneuvering to help fight the last two that are on the second ship. But as for the first ship, the one that you guys are on, these two continue to bite and tear off of Sasha here, and he actually goes down to one knee, one of his legs like almost stripped entirely of muscle,
Jesus.
just bone there, and it's like screaming in agony, like swiping, trying to keep this thing off of him, and they're just like these little tiny gremlins.
That's what being a cultist gets you.
Yeah, and Tormach laughs in glee in hell, watching it all happen.
Kind of. I mean, that is kind of the way of Tormach. He's just there for the bloodshed. And we come over to...
And I am heartless towards
Covert. Covert, you see from the illumination of your dancing lights and the torches of the ship and the sound from up top by the crow's nest, you probably see this silhouette and shadow streaking through the air, flapping down, this massive bat with like a 10-foot wingspan or maybe even a little bit larger.
Jesus.
About the size of a horse with wings. Likely what brought down that griffin.
I'm going to do another trick shot. This time, I'm going to do a wing shot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, forgot about those, didn't you, you fucker?
Heck yeah, that's sweet.
Well, if it goes down, I think it's going straight into you.
Or the water.
Yeah, hopefully into
It's
the
got
water.
momentum. The thing are, like, things when they fly in this game are, like, stationary. Like, not a lot of things can actually hover.
But knowing my luck, I'll just whiff the shot. So here we
True.
go.
True.
No, yeah, I got faith.
It's an 18.
Check me out. Ooh.
All right, let me pull up that.
Yeah, that
stat
misses.
block. That hits.
All right.
That does hit.
8 damage, but I don't really care.
For 8. And what does that? What does the wing shot do exactly?
Let's see. So it must make a Constitution saving throw or fall 60 feet.
Oh, okay. Con saving throw. A 6.
Fails.
Yeah, that fails.
It fails.
So it goes off
And
your
so
deck.
its momentum goes along with it, and it crashes down
Right on
into the railing, and the railing breaks along with it. But it uses its kind of clawed arms to like hold on to the railing at the very edge of it. You can hear the creaking of wood, and the lanterns behind the ship are smashed into nothingness, falling into the water, and the oil from them, or sorry, they're candle lanterns, so no oil.
Just smash up.
They just smash and go out.
Tamacti's going to turn around and fire another shot. Can you see like the face of the thing or just the claw?
You can probably see the face of it there if you were to like look over the edge just a little bit.
Okay, Tamacti's going to kind of lean over and just point the rifle right in the face of this thing and fire it. That's a 17.
17 hits.
For 15 damage.
For 15. Okay. Got it.
Fuck off, you!
And it's like holding on there, and as you shoot it, it like screeches. You see one of its teeth actually snap off from the shot, and the shot goes through its cheek, and you can see it splash into the water behind it. Is that your turn?
Yeah, let me just make sure I don't have any bonus actions I can do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to cast as a bonus action Sanctuary on myself.
Okay. What does that do exactly?
So you ward a creature within range against attack until the spell ends. Any creature who targets the warded creature with an attack or a harmful spell must first make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature must choose a new target or lose the attack or spell.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Dang. Okay. And so what spell slot was that?
First level?
First level. God.
It shoots a giant fire breath covering the whole ship. We all fucking explode.
Wouldn't that be nuts?
Right?
I'm still excitedly waiting for the rest of the Grim Hollow Monsters Guide to...
Oh, yeah. I forgot this wasn't even out yet.
Yeah. Okay, so we come over to Gabriel's turn. You hear the crack of black powder rifle, and as all these cracks are letting off, you hear in the distance shrieks from other things in the distance, howls, shrieks, screams, roars, chittering, wailing, moans. Anything. There's so much
Forest
out there
alive.
in this dense forest. Yeah. And they're just whipped into a frenzy during Darkreign, and the ships are still moving kind of on course, and Weasel is now capable of fully paying attention to where you guys are going. The second ship has not had any problems with that this whole time, but now this giant bat is behind Weasel.
Yeah. Lol.
You see it smash into the back railing, break off, and Tamacti is still fighting it, so it must still be there.
That's true. I can make it with the echo. Cool. Okay. How do I delete a ruler? It's just gonna stay there, I guess. Fuck it. Okay. Alright. So I'm gonna use the bonus action to shoot the echo like 15 feet up ahead. So about like... hold on, I can't seem to pick it up for some reason. So I'm gonna move myself like about here. And then I'll use the rest of the movement to go over there and swap position with it. So the echo is like way back there essentially now, but I'm here.
Got it.
And now, question for you: since this creature fell down, it was winged shot, fell on the deck, and I was hanging off there. Does it count as having the prone condition?
I would say so. Because
Awesome.
its arms are both
Yeah,
occupied.
I figured
it's
as
on lower
much.
ground.
Figured I'd ask anyway, but okay.
No, that's creativity.
I will
right there.
attack
Like that.
twice at advantage then on this creature. Taking off 5.
Okay.
There you go. So
Okay, 20
5
and
off
18.
those, yeah.
Both of those hit.
Cool. Damage. Actually, let's see what I got. 16 and 14. Fuck it. I'm gonna sacrifice my health. Give me a moment.
Okay, so that's 10 that you're losing, so 20 HP
20
lost
HP total lost. Yep. I'm
to
aware.
cover that gap. So for those of you that don't remember from, I mean, it was the first episode of the B-side that you would have heard this, so I understand if you don't remember, but the Withering Blade, like the trinkets of the Withered Warrior all kind of sapped the Withered Warrior's energy. The Withered Warrior was a figure of the North, kind of like an idol, but he had these fabled weapons and armors that would sap his energy to give him like strength or higher reflexes, stuff like that. And so the way that the Withered Blade works, which is a claymore that is cast of like a black steel that Gabriel uses, is when he rolls, he can choose to spend 2 hit points per one number to get his roll up to a natural 20. So if his roll is a 16, then he can spend 8 hit points to get 4+ on his roll. So it saps his energy, but gives him more damage.
And we love
So-
damage. Total
Yeah,
is
we love
78.
Okay, 78. Jesus.
I just go for its hand, like trying to chop the hands off so it falls down.
It's bloodied now, as you're able to like cleave off one of its claws, and it's like holding on, and it's like flapping its wings, and you can hear them splashing against the water as it's trying to get up, onto the deck or just away from you guys for a moment to kind of like come back in. But is that your turn?
Yes, sir.
All right. It is going to.
Come on, fucker, kill me.
It's going to fly up. It's going to take an opportunity attack.
We love
It's gonna
those.
finally like gain some height, and so it takes an opportunity from Gabriel, but I don't believe it takes one from Tamacti because he's
Nope.
ranged.
No, it does not. Just for me. 23.
23. That hits
11.
for 11. It's taken enough damage from you guys that it flees. It's a semi-intelligent sort of creature.
Yeah, not totally
It has a
dumb.
sense of survival. It's not like these other things. And so it begins to fly away towards the back of the second ship.
Damn. Going for the weaker link. It's alright, I got a plan.
That's sick. I'm excited to see it.
That plan is covert. Fly, go get him.
And it's going to dash in doing so, and pretty much make it almost all the way to that other ship's like pilot. Is that the word for it?
Yeah, pilot.
I think it is.
You're piloting a
The
ship.
ship's pilot. And so we come over to Rubin as this thing is like flying away. Like you can hear it flapping, its silhouette illuminated by all the torches amongst all the ships.
And seeing this bat creature just fly off that he probably didn't even know was there, honestly. He's gonna run over this run over the corpses of these creatures and strike at these little guys that are currently devouring this man.
Yeah, Sasha's losing his leg over here.
Yeah, he's already lost one leg.
I'm too focused by bloodshed to help him.
So I'm gonna...
Maybe I should preach Tormach.
A 16?
16 hits.
Ooh. So that's a 8. And let me attack again. 15?
15 hits.
Whew. It's an 11. I'm gonna
So
attack
19 total.
Attack one more time. 12, I don't think hits.
12 does not. But you are technically flanking it.
Oh! Would it hit with flanking?
Yeah. So well, I mean, you need to.
What's
But I mean, it's your kind of wolf pelt thing.
Oh, right. Okay, hold on. Roll 2d6. 6.
Okay.
So
That one is killed.
Woo! One down.
Total
one
of
more to
25
go.
damage. It dies there, and it was like latched onto Sasha's leg, like onto the bone of his leg, like gnawing at whatever was left between like it's the two leg bones there.
Well, I feel bad. I probably didn't help his leg any by wildly thrashing at this thing. But I mean, couldn't get any worse, I guess. So, and that is the conclusion of my turn.
Okay. As we get to their turns, let's see. This one back here, the small one, is killed, and the larger one is also killed. All of the ones on the second ship are now dead, but
But
this
they got
one,
bat now.
yeah, there's a bat now. But on the first ship, the one that you guys are on, the first one in the column, this last little kind of gremlin
Jill,
thing.
Don't you fucking do it.
I'm gonna make a roll for it.
Don't you fucking do it.
Sasha, good meat.
Okay. Like by now, one of Sasha's legs from the knee down is like completely stripped. And this
God.
creature, from having eaten so much, I'm gonna roll this.
No.
Grows in size. Oh, wrong size.
Don't worry, Waffle.
He grows in size and swipes at like now that he's much taller, swipes at the like chest and face of Sasha and sends him overboard into the water over the rail.
With a bone leg.
Sasha, no, he's fucked.
Yeah, you ain't coming back. You ever try to swim with a bone leg?
Yeah, these boats ain't
Yeah,
stopping
with
to
the
pick
bone
him
leg.
up.
Yeah, the ships are still sailing. That's true.
See you later.
And,
He's dead.
Nah, I'm gonna go overboard. I go get him.
Okay, and we come over to Tamacti.
Tamacti sees Sasha go overboard and immediately throws his rifle into his holster
Does he, though?
sling. Hears it, certainly. Hears the fucking splash. Turns around.
Probably.
Sasha ain't there anymore.
Sasha's
Sasha
not
ain't there.
Tamacti's a fairly intelligent individual. Puts two and two together. Um,
And then he's like,
turns,
he
hops over here. Oop. Well, that's not right.
just dude, as
And he just sinks.
man, your wings gonna get wet.
There, I added fly.
Thank
There
you.
you go.
He's going to fly over this side looking for Sasha. Is he visible?
It's
like
dark
bobbing?
as hell. I'm gonna ask you to make a perception. You
I have
understand, he has
my-
like half plate on.
I have my
And,
my globules
bone
of
leg.
light. I'm going to I can move them.
It is
Okay.
true.
I'm going to move the one sort of above me down to my position.
Okay, make that perception at advantage. I'll give it.
Okay.
Like, you know what you're looking for.
19.
A 19, you spot him. He's down there. You can see bubbles coming up from his mouth. As he's like looking up towards the light.
Or?
He is below the surface. He's being weighed down by his half plate, and his bone leg is not helping him swim.
How
gonna get infected. He's gonna die of malaria,
Tamacti
bro.
sees it, and you know how like ocean birds of prey like dive into the water, catch a fish. Tamakti's gonna try and do one of those maneuvers.
And then
Okay,
it eats out.
how much fly speed do you have? You said 40. How much have you gone so far? You went off the back of the boat and made your way around.
In preparation for this, Tamakti's really gonna burn that fucking midnight oil. And as a bonus action, he's going to expend another first level spell slot to cast Expeditious Retreat to dash.
Oh my gosh!
To really,
Expeditious retreat lasts for like 10 minutes, bro.
Oh, does it?
Yeah. As long as you keep concentrating on Expeditious Retreat. This ain't a cantrip. It lasts for a couple minutes.
All right. Well, I haven't cast any other spells since then.
And
so
you
I
haven't
still
been
have
hurt
it.
since then. Either,
Yeah.
So,
Nope.
yeah.
Okay. Then I just dash down into the water, sort of
Yeah,
tucking
you,
my wings behind me.
I imagine you just kind of like come around the back and then to the side and like just kind of like barely swoop up before like just diving, like needling right in. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
All right, that's so sick.
That's cool.
I'm gonna roll that you can get all the way down there with the momentum, down to where he is. I'd say probably during this turn you can't quite bring him up, but you are down there with him.
Okay.
And for your sake, I'm gonna put a torch down there on you so you can see the two of you. Both have torches on you for sake of lighting for everyone.
I think I'd actually like to change the way I do that, if you don't mind.
Okay.
I'm going to, as a second level, make sure this isn't breaking concentration.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. I'm going to cast Misty Step to get below the water. We'll say to get underneath him, and then kick off of the bottom of the river and use my wings like beating.
Like, yeah, like giant fucking hands to just swim up.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
That way
Okay.
I can get him out of the water this turn, because I don't want to be in the water here.
What's Tamakti's strength?
Well, he could lift me the other time when he was flying.
That's true, I did.
That's true,
Not
but
probably
this
way
is,
much than
This is carrying somebody from underwater.
fair enough.
This is my strength is 12.
12? Okay.
Slightly
I'd say
above
that's fair enough.
average.
I'd say that's fair enough. So you
But also, carrying shit is easier underwater.
So you're down there. Well, he's being kind of yeah. So you come around the back, swoop up a little bit. As you're about to dive in, you just fade into mist and appear down there, and just kick off. Wings giving one big like stroke forward, and you crest the surface with Sasha with you. So you can bring yourself up to the surface if you want, or I can do it.
Yeah, I'm holding him. My wings like sort of spraying mist everywhere as we come out of the water.
That is such a sweet visual.
Water dripping from us both and rivulets.
Mm-hmm.
Basically,
he looked like a rising angel. Yeah.
Probably come up basically to like head height with the fucking thing that knocked him over. Tamakti's like wheezing.
That's cool.
From the exertion, and just sort of holding in like a bear hug, holding Sasha in his arms.
Yeah, and you just see like white bone, like now that the blood has been washed off of it, kind of you can see it's like just brightly reflecting the light from your little lights that you have floating around. It's just stark white bone. Is that your turn? I think that is. That's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say I burned every. Let's see. As a reaction. I'm kidding. No, it's
all right.
it's my
Then
turn.
we come over to Gabriel. This bat is fleeing from you, Gabriel.
Yeah, and we hate that because I'm bloodthirsty. So I'm gonna. How far is that jump to the other side?
Let's actually measure that. That's
So I have some pretty good
that's
jumping
25
distance.
feet. 25 feet to there.
All right, let me go
Or 15
let me go calculate my running. Okay, so in 5e you can jump a distance. I never remember this. Equal to your strength score. So my strength score is 20, so I can jump 20 feet if I have a running start. So I wouldn't be able to make it, right? By like 5, but it's cool. I got a plan.
Well, I mean, if you go onto the figurehead, then yeah, you can make it.
Okay
The
then.
figurehead's only 15 feet away.
All right, I'm gonna just get a little running start and fucking put my sword on my back and just sprint right on the figurehead here.
That's sweet.
And
Like,
just like
back up a
roll
couple feet,
roll
sword
down
back.
roll down on the deck with what I got left. And yeah, I think that's all the movement I get though, because
Probably get you about there,
yeah, because it's a type of
like
movement.
right at the front of the ship.
Oh, I still got an action, so I'm gonna use my action to dash, so I can run
Okay.
another 30, which is let me count another 6 tiles, I think. Yep. All
Okay.
right, I run over.
All right, and you're running over. You're like just on the heels of this bat, like watching it swoop down in front of you. And we come back over to the turn.
You know,
of the bat.
I was about to comment about how silly it is that you can jump like 20 feet with a strength score of 20. But then I thought to myself, I wonder what the record is for like the U.S. Olympic long
length, dude?
jump.
Oh, dude.
It's
And
pretty far. It's pretty
Eight-
fucking.
8.95 meters
Yeah.
is the world record long jump. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah, you can jump
And this is,
pretty
like,
far, man.
fantasy. Okay, so it comes all the way down. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm back. Miss me?
All right, I'm gonna keep the fly toggle on because it makes it.
Yeah.
But it comes down. It's like ground level with this figure of the head of the ship behind you guys, and it just like both claws rake into the man's shoulders, and it prepares to lift off. I'm gonna roll its damage because it does attack the guy with its. Oh, actually, it grabs onto him, and it lets out an ear-piercing screech. Saving throw DC 16, please, Gabriel.
Oh, I'm not passing that.
On Constitution.
Maybe. So never mind. I'm decent at those. Who knows? 25.
Woo!
25. It lets out this screech, and you see the man that it grabs kind of like put his hands up instinctively, one to his shoulder, one to his ear. He's like wincing, blood already coming down his shoulders, down the front of him. And the 2 Northmen behind you or the 3 Northmen behind you, like all cover their ears and kind of like almost like double over in a crouch. But you're focused, you're running, and this thing doesn't.
Eyes are
doesn't
red.
hit
I
you.
do not care.
And that was its movement and its action. Yeah, that's all it can do. And so we come over to Rubin. Who's now face to face with the last of these little creatures.
And I'd like to Ruben's going to place himself between this creature and Tamacti and that's Sasha, right?
Yes, it is.
So that it can't like jump at them from the railing or whatever and drag them back down in the water. And try to fight it off with my chain. Let me roll some attackaroonies. A 16, a 11, and a 14.
16, 11, and 14. 16 and 14 hit.
Okay. Awesome. So it's a total of 15 damage.
Okay. For a total of 15, it is still alive. Yes, it is still alive, but it is fairly wounded.
Oh.
It's not bloodied yet, but you do get a couple good lashes against it.
Okay. All right. Well, let's take that.
Mhm.
That's the conclusion of my turn.
Okay. And
Quick
on
and
its
simple.
turn, it gets lashed a couple times, but these things are just like completely food driven.
No! Fuck!
And it turns and it latches its clawed hand around this littler dead one there on the side.
Oh man, food.
Oh.
I will say it's not moving out of position from you, but as it is eating this thing, I would allow you to get a reaction hit on it.
Gotta hit those, Waffle.
Yeah. I mean,
Stop it from eating.
I'll do a little hit.
Because I'm way too far. I can't help you.
15.
15 hits.
That's 11 damage.
Holy cow. Okay. All right, 11 damage strikes it. You lash once against its back, and it opens up a wide gash as as the blades sort of run along its spine, and the flesh that is surrounding its spine. But it's much larger now, and its previous wounds have healed. So.
Yeah.
But we come away from that thing's turn because that takes up its full turn to eat, and it's now Tamacti's turn as you're bursting forth from the water, spraying water everywhere with Lanya or Sasha in hand.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm gonna look around to determine what is possibly the safest point on this boat, right?
Crow's Nest is relatively safe.
Yeah, right. With that fucking bad thing flying around, no thanks.
Well, you know what they say.
Tamacti's going to.
If a bat don't eat you, the other one will. That's what they say.
Can I make it to the stairway that leads down? Probably.
Yes, I would say so. It's right here.
Oh, yeah. I'm an idiot. I thought it was at the front of the ship for some reason.
You know what? No, it is kind of near the front of the ship. You're right.
Okay.
Or no. Sorry, this one's the back of the ship. The one that goes from the middle floor down to the bottom floor is front of the ship.
Yeah, right. Okay, so Tamacti's going to fly. If you can remember how to fly, and just sort of tuck him inside the entrance. If he can.
Okay.
And then
like toss him down.
Toss him down the stairs on his bone leg.
No, not just get him sort of safely out of the way of like combat.
You hear a snap.
And then gently, you fucking jackasses. And then he's going to place a hand on just above, not on the bone. That would be agonizing. I stick my fingers in the wound. I'm gonna place my
the
hand
bone marrow
on his leg, right above like the raw stripped leg, and I'm going to cast Cure Wounds to sort of start to artificially start that healing process.
Okay.
So that'll be at first level. So I'll roll that.
Okay.
Imagine that feeling of like knocking your ankle with a scooter, right? That's what happens to him all the time now. That constant pain.
So
4.
Pretty shit.
Okay. So as you like put your hand on him, what color is your sort of radiant energy?
Pale luminescent blue.
Got it. Pale luminescent blue. And as you do that and like sort of wisps slither from your fingertips, like all 5 of them on that hand, and sort of disperse and go into different spots on his leg. A couple of them the upper parts of his wound where the bone turns back to flesh, and a couple on the lower parts. And you see the muscle sort of like latch back onto the bone and start to spread a little bit. The bleeding has stopped, but he still has this section from just below his knee to just above his ankle where it's just like non-bleeding, just stark white bone there. Kind of like a prosthetic leg, you know? Have you seen those ones where it's just like a rod?
Yeah, like
I apologize if that offends anyone, of course, but it's the closest analogy I can think of.
Like Alex from the hit Battle Royale game
Call of Duty Warzone.
He has a prosthetic leg?
Yes.
Yeah. Spoiler alert, he gets quote unquote blown up at the end of the campaign, and then they bring him back with, I believe, 2 prosthetic legs, actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, anyways. So is that your turn? Your whole turn?
Is he still conscious?
He is like fading in and out of consciousness.
I'm going to pull out, Tamacti is going to pull out, rather, his vial of whiskey, and sort of just place it on his chest, and kind of place both of his hands over it to kind of hold it to him. That's all yours if you need it. I'll be back for you. I'll be back for you when I can. And then
All the time he's like, Tamacti, please don't go. I just some more, please. He's like referencing to the healing.
yeah,
perhaps.
I turn to him. I can't do anything else for you right now. I'm almost tapped. I will try and find the healer. Actually, there might be one below decks. And then Tamacti's gonna kind of step over him and run downstairs.
Okay.
Down
Down to the bottom,
you know what?
Just like across the second floor.
If I'm heading down there, I might as well pick him up too. Come on, you. I'm gonna pick him up and start carrying him down the stairs, like accidentally like dragging his legs on the walls and shit.
Yeah, dragging his legs on the wall. The
God.
wings are clipping all over the walls and shit. Like,
Open into doors.
Come on, quit.
This is for your own good.
Stop.
We have to find the healer before we have to take the whole leg.
The non-existent scooter keeps knocking at his ankle.
And so that's your turn then?
I find an actual scooter, knock him into that.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
some kid in the bottom deck with a fucking razor scooter.
Yeah, I get as far down as I can and just shout like, "Healer! We need a healer, please!"
Okay. We'll get to that result on your next turn. I put you into hide, but we come over to
Did I
Gabriel.
got?
All right. This thing's on the ground still, right? You're just having the flying.
It is, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It's,
Okay. Awesome.
It's within running distance as well.
Cool. I'm gonna sprint up at him, and I'm gonna just start climbing on its back, and
Okay.
we're gonna go for 2 swipes at the back of its neck.
And it's like its wings, so its clawed legs are on this guy. One of its like wing little hands is cleaved off, still oozing blood, but its wings are flapping haphazardly as it's getting ready to like just lift right
Yeah.
off. And you just like climb right up it, draw your sword, you swing, go and make those rolls.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh,
A nat
damn! I
20.
didn't need to kill myself for that one. And then 15.
Okay. Nat 20 and a 15. Yeah, they both, the nat 20 hits, the 15 does not.
Jesus. Christ, 2 ones. First die gets max, that's +3, so 25 plus 2, 27 plus 10. So we're at 37, or 35, sorry.
Okay. It's badly wounded, but it is still alive.
Okay,
As you like slash into its shoulder, and there's like now a gap, like you miss its neck as it's like flailing around, but you do strike its shoulder, and you see like a separation between its neck and its shoulder where there's just like a gap there. Now it's kind of like splitting open with the strike of your sword.
All right then. Bonus action to manifest the echo and use unleash echo. So I'm gonna attack again, essentially. Third one.
Okay.
Once again. So that's 18
18 hits.
plus 5 or plus 10, 25.
25. How does it kill it?
I slash twice at the top of its neck, miss once with the thrashing going on, and then the echo just materializes out of nowhere and just runs right through its wing as it cuts it off, slices it in two.
Yeah, and it just like it fumbles against the ground and it's like twitching, flailing a couple times, and it's losing blood. It starts to go unconscious. The man that's there, since it toppled over on its side, he is not crushed by its weight, but I'd say the weight of it does fall on your echo.
That's all good. It vanishes into wisps.
Yeah, disperses the echo into wisps. But that creature is down for the count.
Sounds good. I'm the man.
Why was my
The king of the north.
Why was my screen just shaking?
I don't know. I saw that.
Because the bat
Good
collapsed on
shaking.
the floor, yeah, and it's super heavy because it's a big ass creature.
It's not even on the
It's
same
so
boat
cool.
I am.
Right? It just shakes the whole map.
Let's
It's
see.
so cool.
Let's see if I'm too heavy. Nah, you gotta wake me up, bro.
And so that one is dead. I'm gonna remove it from the combat. And you guys are left with this one creature left. Is that your whole turn, Gabriel?
Yeah, I'm tapped. Got nothing else.
All right, Rubin.
Yeah.
This thing is finishing up eating. You just lashed it once, and now it's starting to turn to face you. What do you do?
I imagine like it's in the middle of eating and just like growing every bite, and Ruben's just sitting there
Yeah.
like slashing at its back with this chain. I'm gonna roll 2 attacks. And I'm gonna try something if I actually hit. So hold on.
You hear like bones cracking as they're expanding and like squelching of muscle on it as it's just growing in size and gulping down this meat, like not even chewing, just like bite, swallow, bite, swallow, bite, swallow.
I remember
13
you.
hit
Oh, it
and
does.
it's 17
Okay.
hits. Yep.
So let me roll the damages for those. 7 and a 9. And then I'm going to use my bonus action to attempt to restrain it.
Okay.
So it's entangling or whatever it's called. Let me just read it real
On a
quick.
strength save, right?
Yeah, if you target you succeed under there. Oh wait, hold on, wait. I'm reading the wrong one. Entangling. Okay, stand by 1 second. I guess it's just a grapple check.
Is it?
When you hit with an entangling weapon attack against a target no more than one size larger than there, you can use your bonus action to attempt to grapple the target. Yeah, I guess it's just
So
a
it wouldn't be
normal.
restrained, then it would just be grappled.
Yeah,
So
sorry, grapple. Grapple is restrains the
So do
second
you still
one.
follow through with that?
Yes.
Okay.
So that would be
so-
what from me?
Shoot. I always get the grapple rules mixed up. So that's an athletics for Waffle, I believe, right? And then it's a strength save on its turn if it wants to break free, I believe. So
Okay. Ooh, it is just a
but
flat.
I think you just outright grapple it, actually.
Okay. Is that?
And then it can try to break free on its turn. Like that. I think that's usually how grapple works. I don't know though. I'm the
It's-
GM. I'm gonna make a ruling.
Okay. Sure.
Check
then,
it out in our rules or rules document.
Then
Heck
you know,
yeah.
Rubin shifts behind it, seeing that his slashing isn't really working, and he tries to like choke it out with the chain. You know, he grabs on either side and leans over its back and wraps it around his neck and just pulls back as he's trying to, just choke it from behind, I guess, and hopefully let itself do the damage.
I'm just making sure I remember the difference between the two.
Grappling is they can still attack, but I don't know if it's at disadvantage. And any attacks made against them is at advantage, and they can't move. Restraining is they can't attack. The person restraining can't attack. Yeah, I think that's the only difference. I could be wrong though.
Classic Waffle trying to grapple everything.
It's the first time I've done it in a while. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So while you're grappling, you can move. You can yourself can still move at half speed. You can attack. You can cast a spell, and you can do pretty much anything else, honestly. But what can it not do?
What's
It's gonna
that?
drive me insane. What
Grappling?
can a creature not do while it's grappling?
Moving.
Is that,
is that it?
That's it.
Yeah. It's not like
Ah.
paralyzed or stunned or whatever,
Yeah.
so it can still like attack you. At least as
Yeah.
far as I'm aware. I'm not an
I
expert
believe
on
restrained
grappling
is
because I
where-
never used
I
it.
think,
Okay, I was
I
thinking
think
of
restrained is where it gets like a penalty to attacks or can't attack.
Oh, okay.
But until then, grappling is just like it can't move.
Oh yeah, then grappling is what I'm gonna do.
Okay, so it is grappled then, and on its turn, it can maybe try and break free. Who knows? We'll see.
Awesome. That is
that
the
your turn?
conclusion of my turn.
It's gonna try and break free.
Okay. I roll. What do I roll?
I don't think you do roll. I think just it has to roll it. It's like a strength save.
For a grapple, yeah, it rolls
What's the
athletics or
DC?
acrobatics to get out of there. Your DC is going to be 8 plus proficiency, so 3, and your dex mod or strength.
Okay, so it's just 11.
Okay. It rolled a 15. It breaks free,
Uh-oh.
and as it breaks free, it goes nuts and attacks you for 3 claw attacks.
Oh.
18, 21, 9.
The 18 and the 21 hit.
Okay. And it rocks you for 23 slashing damage.
Oh,
As it
yikers.
Batters into you twice.
That's it. Doing math in my head. Okay. Wow. Yeah, that fucks Rubin up. And he's like doing his best to just tangle it up, but it's really just slashing the shit out of his exposed chest now.
Okay, and that's its turn. Tamacti, as you're running around down there, screaming for anyone a healer, one thing is for sure is that this is not Clan Limgree's boat.
Yeah.
And so you're kind of at the mercy of what the merchants have, which isn't quite a whole lot. However, yeah, nobody comes to your aid, actually.
You suck. I look for Mother Ishka.
Mother Ishka is down there at the quartermaster station, kind of like she hears all the commotion going on upstairs, and she's like curled in the corner, like hands over her head, and has like the top of a barrel like as a makeshift shield in front of her.
No. I rush over to her. Mother Ishka, I need your help.
What's happening?
We are being assaulted by creatures of the night. This one, If we don't help him soon, his leg will have to be taken.
She's like hyperventilating. It looks like she's about to pass out. And she takes one good look at
boy.
at Sasha's leg. Has to roll a Constitution saving throw. Oh my god. Rolls a 9, she passes out.
Since
she faints.
when did Mother Ishka become such a fucking punk?
She's old, man.
This is the woman that fucking...
She's an old woman
Yeah.
that cooks like meat for everyone.
I
spit
on. No. All right. They've got a fucking gym station somewhere, right? Do they keep their...
I suppose you would have to rifle through the crates
Yeah.
down there to look for them. They don't just keep them out in the open. They are merchants, so they sell them, but they don't just like have them on display.
I shout, "Who has a healing gem?
Ooh.
Someone must
Make a
have
roll.
one."
Let me make a roll. Okay, heads. It's a heads or tails roll.
Okay.
A man pipes up. I only have this. That's all that I have. And it's like a little diamond that glows from the inside with a wispy sort of light. And he holds it like fumbling into a chest pocket, like tucked into his tunic, pulls it out, it glows, and he's got it between his thumb and his 2 fingers. He's maybe about 10 feet away, walking towards you from the wall.
I move over to him.
This is all I have. I can only spit at this. I'm sorry.
What is it?
He takes one look at you, he looks at Sasha, and he kneels down and he clasps it between both of his hands, firmly brought together, and he starts to mutter something, and you see like a dust sort of sift through the cracks between his fingers and his hands, falling in glitter to the ground where it turns into nothing, going dull and just disintegrating. And as this happens, the energy that starts to radiate from his hands, sort of like a star, explodes out in all directions before coalescing into a single sort of small orb that floats there like a wisp and sifts its way slowly through the air, resting onto Sasha's leg, and the bone starts to glow, and from it materializes like fresh muscle in strands, and it heals much of his leg, but there's still a portion where I can kind of draw it out actually.
Yeah, why don't you draw his grisly ass leg for me?
So there's like a giant chunk of it missing.
Wonderful.
Here at the front of the leg, but its flesh is completely wrapped around the bone now, and it's something that he could still walk on in the future.
It will heal in time now.
I don't know if it'll naturally heal back to its full potential.
Okay. Well, it's not gonna. We're not gonna have to fucking amputate now. It can be healed further magically later on.
Yeah, later on. Yep.
Okay, good. I sort
Is this
of.
enough?
It is enough for now. I sort of walk up. I guess I'll rest Sasha on the ground, sort of leaning up against the wall, and I'll walk over to the guy and clasp my hands on his 2 shoulders. What is your name?
He looks to you for a moment. He holds for a moment, and he looks to your hand that's on his shoulder. My name is Sigurd.
Sigurd, you are truly the best of us. Tamacti's going to nod firmly once to him, and then he's going to begin walking back upstairs.
Okay.
And
So that took a little bit of time.
if you would allow me, before I get back upstairs, to cast Cure Wounds on myself as well.
I would say that you're able to get to the stairs.
Okay.
Or no. I would say that all this took up your whole turn.
Sure.
On your next turn, you could make it to the stairs, and as your action, you could cast that, I think.
Okay.
But you probably won't be up to the surface until after your next turn.
That's fine.
Some solid roleplay. We come over to Gabriel, whom has just felled the bat and is still on the other ship.
I'm reveling in this sense of triumph, looking down at my dead prey, and
Blood is like pouring down the stairs and like trickling in little waterfalls down to the next step, and then the next step, and the next step.
excellent. I'll admire my kill for a second or two, then realize, there's still work to do. So I put my sword on my back again. I don't even look or acknowledge the dude. I just saved, I guess, and just start running back towards the other boat. So we're gonna go.
And he's like in disbelief almost as you look to him. Like he's a raider, but like they fight people. They don't expect to fight gigantic, huge bats in the heart of Astoria, you know. So this is a bit of a shock for him.
I'm a god. I'm just built different than him. He'll get it.
And you start running towards the front of the ship.
Yeah, I will use my action to just double dash that way, and like probably get on the mast at this point, and that'll be my turn.
Yeah.
Or not the mast, whatever this damn
like right
thing
to the
is
front
called.
of the boat, almost to the figurehead.
All right, cool. That's all I got.
Okay. Rubin, this creature broke free from your grapple as you like sliced it twice with your chain, wrapped it around it, and then it just like burst its arms out, got itself free, and just smashed you twice in the torso with a couple heavy hits. What do you do?
And as it's fiercely clawing, Rubin's backing up, and he hits like this. What would you call this? Like a little dumbwaiter thing? Fucking. What is this?
Something. It's a structure.
So he hits the structure on the ship. He hits the structure. He realizes there's nowhere left to go, and he tries to cast a spell, which is to no avail.
Oh yeah.
And so he calls out, "Lanya! Belfort!" in an attempt to get their useless asses over here.
Oh yeah, sorry. Lanyo is probably over here by now.
And
Belfort's probably down here by now.
and as a bonus action, I'm going to cast another spell. This one I can cast. I cast
Lanya
Hunter's Mark
Belford, please get me Tormag back.
on this creature. So every time I hit it, I get additional 1d6 plus 2.
Okay.
And I'm going to make 2 attacks on it.
All right.
Boop. Nope.
Ooh, 9. And a 26.
Okay, I'm gonna take the D4 damage there.
Yeah, and your senses are heightened as you come around with a quick whiplash for a second strike. Let's see if you hit.
Okay, give me a second. Doing math in my head because I have a small brain. Okay.
Beats with a heavy thud as your armor starts to sap your energy more. 17 and disadvantage 10. Dang.
This armor's punchy every time.
This is such a cool magical item. I love it so much. I'm just waiting for the time though that he gets like 2 nat 20s and it's like, oh, like the biggest moment.
That's literally never going to happen. It's going to drain him slowly until he's a husk.
That happened to Nezi in like 2 sessions ago on their side. He got 2 back-to-back crits and then a normal hit and then another crit. It was crazy. But yeah, so that first or the second one still does hit with the nat 20 on 26.
Okay.
And your energy or your armor, like the chest of it, right in the center of the chest, glows purple as it's like draining your life. You hit for, dang.
And then
21.
And then a 6. So 27. Because there's supposed to be a +2 there. I don't know why there's not.
Wait, what? Oh, okay, yeah. You said 27?
Yeah.
Wait, where? From what?
The 6 is from Hunter's Mark.
Oh, it does like a flat 6?
No, it's a 1d6 plus 2. So I rolled a 4. I don't know why I didn't add the 2.
Okay, so that's a 6. So it's 23 damage?
Well, I think you said 21. Oh, did you already add that?
Before you added the 2. Yeah.
Oh, okay, then yeah. Okay, sorry, I was
23.
confused. Yes.
You have brutal, right?
Yes. Thank you for reminding me. That's a. Let me roll another. It's a d6. Yeah.
Yep.
It's another 3.
So 26. Okay. Okay, you strike it, and with a heavy hit, like a lash across its face, and its face like recoils to the side and then comes back to you with a snarl, like now an open gash on its face, where the cheek is like completely severed on the left side.
Oh, I got a feeling I'm gonna go down this turn.
I'm coming, bro. You're gonna be all right.
Lanya and Balfour come forward. I'm gonna make some rolls for them for a total of 20 damage between Lanya and Balfour as they both like kind of jump into the fray, striking Balfour like coming down with his great sword, and Lanya with her single long sword there, or sorry, her axe. And it's the turn of this creature, and he's a one-track mind kind of right now. He's focused on securing the meal, and he starts to attack Rubin. A nat 1, a nat 20, and a 22.
Oh, no. Rubin, I'm not going to be able to convince an arch sheriff to revive you twice, bro. You gotta cool it.
I can't help it.
Okay, so a total of
No.
26
Fuck.
slashing damage.
And Rubin, hold on. And Rubin falls unconscious.
Okay, so he can't eat you this turn, which is probably a good thing for you. But but he has just put you unconscious as he bashes you and you slam the back of you into the structure behind you, and then you collapse down onto your knees and just fall onto your side. And it lets out kind of like a triumphant sort of snarl mixed with a roar, like a snort almost. And it moves on to the turn of Tamacti.
Yeah, so I just realized
Tamacti.
I still have Expeditious Retreat, so I can probably get up to the top deck in the single turn.
I'd say you can. Yeah. So do you spend that Cure Wound still on yourself, or what?
Do I see this guy like standing over top of
Part of me
Rubin?
wants to say that you kind of declared that you wanted to do that while you're still below, on the way below deck.
What do you mean?
So I don't know. Like you said, you were going to.
Oh yeah,
cast
sorry.
this.
Yeah, I'm going to cast it. I'm just curious if I see see Rubin or not.
When you get up to the surface, I think it's right in front of you, probably about 5 to 7 feet away. That's where Rubin is collapsed there, with this figure towering over him on all fours, about to try and take a bite.
Alrighty, so I'm gonna go ahead and cast. I said Cure Wounds. I think it's 2nd level, so that's 2d. 8. Great.
Okay. So you place a hand on your chest or something like that as you're running, and energy sort of flows into you.
And that will be my turn. I am here.
Yes, you are.
Will be my turn. So I use my bonus action to dash.
Okay. Gabriel.
Yes, sir.
You can't quite see it from where you are, what's going on, but you're already running back,
Yep.
and you're just at the figurehead,
Do another leap with my 20 feet of jump.
and the back railing is broken off.
Yeah.
So I'd totally allow that. It's not like you need to clear the railing or anything.
Sounds good. Then I see that shit down there. I'm like, God damn, this is crazy. So I'm gonna run the rest of my 10, so tier or whatever.
Mhm.
And well, Rubin's already down, so I can't go help him unless that thing looks like it wants to eat him.
It definitely looks like it's gonna eat him.
Yeah.
All right, I use my dash action.
Salivating.
I use my dash action. I just start barreling down the stair, pushing whoever this dude is. I don't give a fuck about him. And just clash with this creature, and then I'll stop in front of it, trying to get between it and Rubin. I'm not doing well myself. I'm pretty fucked up, but screw it. I gotta save my boy.
Mm-hmm. I would allow you to get that far, but I don't know if you'll be able to put your way in between yourself and Rubin without an action to do so.
Fair
Or do you have a bonus action still?
I do.
I'll allow you to barrel, shoulder check into it as an athletics roll as a bonus.
Sounds good. I will do
As
that.
part of your sprint into it.
Where is it? 25.
25. You're able to knock it back just enough to create a short distance to put yourself in between it and Rubin.
I do that.
Okay. Rubin, I need you to make a death saving throw.
A familiar corner.
Yeah, a familiar roll for me. Oh, hey.
It's one success.
That's not
That's
familiar.
one success.
Familiar.
That's not, yeah. Woo! The crowd goes wild. The Insatiable immediately, as shoulder checked in by Gabriel, like rears back and just like raises an arm and just goes to swipe right into Gabriel for 3 sort of frenzied attacks. A nat 1, a 20,
Yes.
and a 9
Nope. So 1 hits.
for 12 slashing.
Sounds good.
I go unconscious too.
I'm all right, man. I can take 1 more.
And he slashes into you, batters you, and you don't lose your balance or anything like that. But man, this thing is hammering the party
Yeah.
right now.
He's gonna
And it
regret
comes
that.
up to Tamacti.
Makti's going to run and sort of slide in here.
Pushing
He's getting really
Belfour.
crowded on that side of the boat. Belfour topples over into the water.
Yeah.
Shoving Belf.
No, I'm kidding.
And he's gonna reach down and place a hand on the armored sort of helmet of Rubin. And
He's not wearing my helmet right now.
Okay, on your balding scalp.
He's not balding either. Jesus.
You are now. Sorry, bro.
All this stress.
I cast Malding. At the level
I
3.
cast a level 3 mold spell. Jesus. And I'm going to cast Cure Wounds at 1st level on him.
Okay.
Go ahead and do. Oh, I'm an idiot. I just realized I've been hand rolling this the whole time. I can click and I'm so dumb.
I was wondering why you weren't doing that.
6.
You multi-classed into cleric, was it, or was it paladin?
Cleric.
Okay, that makes sense. All right.
6 healing to you,
6 healing.
Ruben.
As your hand is just like on Ruben's head,
Balding head.
down there on the ground, like you're kneeled down a little bit, and this energy like flows into him, and his eyes sort of like flutter open. The first thing that you see is Gabriel standing between you and this creature, like fending it off.
Is
And
he
this
like
creature
standing
just,
over me or?
Well, yeah, Gabriel is kind of.
Gotcha.
And this creature just like smashes a like clawed fist across in a raking motion across Gabriel's chest.
As I remove my hand, I see sort of a few strands of hair come away with it.
You're still on the ground, so you got to stand up on the
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
And so that's your turn, Tamacti?
I would like to then get up and move over here. That way, I'm still sort of in the area, but not like in that crowded ass space.
Yeah, got you.
I'd rotate my token again.
Alt.
Perfect. Thank you. So yeah, just moving sort of on the other side of this winch here.
Uh-huh. We called it a structure before. Let's maintain continuity.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm moving around the structure here, so that I'm still within sort of the general area, but not so close that I'm gonna kind of get anybody to trip up over me.
Mm-hmm.
And that will be Psych.
Oh,
Wait, just kidding. I can only cast 1 spell per turn order. I forgot.
Correct.
Never mind.
all right. Gabriel.
How fucked does this thing looks, if at
It's
all?
definitely bloodied. It's definitely bloodied.
Do I look like, how strong is this thing? Does it look like it can swim? His friends sure didn't look like it, but
They sure didn't.
because I'm
I'll allow
trying.
you to roll an insight as a free action.
Okay,
Like.
cool. Why not? I never rolled these. 16.
Okay, so these things, even though it grew in size, they're very slender for their. They're much more dexterous than they are strong. So take that at face value, or as you will.
Okay. So, because I don't think I can survive another round with this thing. But we have our friends are still here. They're still alive, so they could help me kill it, actually. I probably don't need to toss myself overboard with this thing. Though it would look cool. So I'm just going to attack. We're going to be safe. I've done enough cool shit today.
Okay,
that almost
before you
killed
roll.
me. What? Okay, well, too late.
Okay, I was
rolled
going
one.
to ask you to declare that before you rolled the great weapon fighting.
No,
if
I'm
you
not
wanna do
doing
that.
it. I'm not doing it. So 12 probably misses, and then 22 probably
12
hits.
does miss, but a 22 does hit
10.
for 10. Okay. It's still alive.
Bonus action,
and you
spawn the
cleave
echo, and I'm doing it again.
into- Okay.
Please hit
Hits.
12.
for 12. Okay. Still alive.
God damn.
Fuck.
But it's very, like, it looks very weak. And you slice off a few of its fingers from one of its clawed hands.
When I see that happen,
They topple to the floor.
as soon as I see the blood sort of spurt out of his severed fingers, as a reaction, I'm going to cast Theft of Vitae.
I thought you could only cast one spell.
I don't think reactions boil into that. It's only like one spell per your like actual turn. I think reactions are excluded from that thing. I can look that up though real quick.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure because I think you can use like counter spell, for example, as a reaction, even though you cast a spell on your turn.
There are no other restrictions on casting multiple spells in the same turn. If you cast a spell as your action, it doesn't restrict your ability to cast a reaction spell.
There you go.
All right. So,
I love Google.
Theft of Vitae. So let's see. I expend 2 hit dice. I roll the hit dice, and the creature takes necrotic damage equal to the result. So I'll do that. Okay. Didn't do what I thought it would. So let me roll 2 hit dice. That's 8 damage, 8 necrotic, and then 7 necrotic.
All right, that was your last second slot for the day, right?
It was, yes.
All right. How much necrotic did you say it takes?
Actually, subtract 4 from that because it added my con modifier, which it doesn't roll into that spell. So it'll take 11 necrotic damage. And then, how much damage did you do to it, Strider?
12 plus 12.
17. Wait, no, 12 plus 10.
So 22 total.
Okay, cool. So I max out my temp HP, so 25 temp HP goes to me. I sort of, as I reach out a hand, and the blood almost seeps out of its wound and kind of flows towards me, kind of in almost like a encircling kind of shroud of mist.
Damn, okay, Necromancer.
Yeah, dude, that seems pretty fucking evil to me.
Yeah, right?
I don't know if you
Angels
noticed
are-
what we're fighting.
It's been bleeding from multiple wounds, and so as you do this, and you just like you can see streaks of blood, like thin streams, just pull from the gash in its cheek and like across its back and its arms and its now fingers, and it falls. Like there's a moment where it goes to rear up for another strike against Gabriel, and then it just collapses from exhaustion and blood loss. Right there on the spot.
Nice.
I step on its head hard enough to explode the thing. Just out of sheer anger.
I'll allow that flavor because we come out of combat.
And at that point,
And I'm
Rubin
going to
also
toss it overboard.
starts standing back up using the structure as a brace. Am I bigger? What is?
Damn, you're huge, man. Look at you.
Yeah, dude. Look, I'm fucking huge.
Damn, you're tall. I'm a manlet.
No,
Check me out.
it's because you're standing on top of like a little grate.
No, I think I'm bigger than him though. Look.
I'm
Yeah,
small as hell.
Look at us.
Look up.
I'm like 5'2".
So we come out of combat, and the ships are still like rowing, and people downstairs have just been like doing whatever they can to keep the ships moving, and it's kind of like the consensus that you guys don't want to stick around, you know, like got to keep pushing forward, sort of, you know.
Yeah,
for sure.
And the captains have been continuing to steer because any sort of catastrophe there is like you know, when traffic has like a huge pile up accident.
Yeah,
and
we
this
can't.
is such a narrow river, you can't really afford to like bump into anything. So we come out of combat.
Excellent.
Tamacti sort of looks like he wants to just sit down, but why is it saying that I'm under the ship? I might click on my token, it takes me under the ship.
you are.
Because your legs are like...
You're sinking into the ship, dude.
What?
Oh,
There you go.
Yeah, so I'm tossing this giant creature overboard at this point while he's getting Rubin up.
yeah, and Rubin's gonna, once again, kind of put a hand on Tamacti's shoulder. Thank you for saving my life again.
Do not mention it. You would do the same for me. I look over at Belfour here. Does he look hurt at all?
Belfour is not hurt. Neither is Lanya. They both fared pretty well against their foes, but their foes were like kind of small and insignificant ones. They didn't feed on others.
I see. I turn to them both. Sasha is downstairs resting. I healed him as best I could. We will need to bring him to Clan Limgri at the earliest opportunity, however, to make sure the leg is fully healed.
Belfour nods, his expression pretty solid, like eyebrows brought together in like a half grimace, and he just turns and mutters something under his breath about going to check on him.
You did well, Belfour. Be proud of that. You all
He
three
waves
did. I turned to
He
Lanya
waves a hand
last.
over his shoulder.
I turned to look at Lanya.
Okay.
All three of you did well.
I moved past.
Yeah. I'm gonna limp. Ruin's just gonna honestly sit against this mast for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he
Lanya-
limped over and just sits down.
Lanya shuffles past on our way towards the stairs as well.
I try
passing by
and
Tamacti.
stop her if I can.
Yeah, she stops.
Yeah. You protected the entire clan tonight. That effort will not go unnoticed, I assure you. This went a long way in ensuring the future of the North. And
She cuts you off with a hand, like halfway through the word north.
Tamacti, I would have done it regardless of whether you asked, and for whomever. These are my people. There are my people on this ship. We may have been slaves, but there are still plenty of those who stood beside me or sat beside me down there rowing the ship that I have to protect. And I would like to remind you, just in case there are any doubts, that I don't do this for any sort of higher power.
I know. Do not worry, you cast all doubts of that from my mind during our as I spin in the air for some reason. Cast all doubts of that from my mind in an earlier conversation. Regardless, I am proud of you. All three of you, but you in particular. I nod to her.
Yeah, she nods a couple times too.
Now go see
then
to
she's-
Sasha.
Yeah, she sheaths her sword, turns, and says that she's gonna go see Sasha. Like, kind of like a Jinx moment where you both say it simultaneously.
Turn to look
You
at
can hear her like footfalls down the steps.
turn to look at Rubin. You all right?
He's sitting there, kind of like holding his chest as he's still bleeding, but managing to get it under control. Yeah.
Here, allow me. Tamacti
No,
will-
you should save your magic for now, if that's what you were planning on doing. We don't
I
know
was,
what else.
I was not. You have wasted quite enough of that, I think. Tamacti's gonna pull out
And he
from
nods.
his bag like a roll of sort of clean, like fine kept cotton, like a bandage almost, and he'll sort of wad some of it up, place it on the largest of the wounds on his chest, and then kind of pinning it in place with the other sort of longer roll of gauze. We'll wrap it around his chest and then tie it in place firmly, but not too tightly, so that it will try and staunch the bleeding some.
Got it.
This is becoming a common occurrence.
Yes, it seems that my role in this group is protector. Not one I am unhappy about, to be sure.
Does your God believe in an afterlife? As he is wrapped around by this gauze, holding it there.
Yes.
And what's that like?
Well, I sort of crack a smile. It's just a bunch of me all flying around giving you shit for every time I've had to save your ass. You don't want to go there anytime soon, I promise you. So do your best to stay out of trouble from now on, okay?
Sounds a lot like the hell Kiro promised.
Mm-hmm. We don't have to worry about him anymore.
And he nods again, giving the man a little bit of a thankful look.
Mhm.
And goes back to focusing on just holding pressure on his wounds for now.
Tamacti will step back and realize that he's still sort of got this shimmering, field of like red mist around him. Will drop the spell, and it'll kind of all just like drop from the air around him on the ground, kind of leaving the ground crimson. He'll shudder to himself a little bit, then he'll walk over and try and find Gabriel.
Weasel kind of like shouts out, not to anyone in particular. I think I see a clearing ahead. The river will be wider.
That is good news, Weasel. You did well. Keep us on our current course. I laugh, since there's only one way to go.
Yeah. And Gabriel is just kind of like up there.
Yeah, I'm sitting down, just sword in front of me, and just eyes closed.
Bhakti will walk
reminiscing
over
on the
Gabriel.
fight.
Reminiscing.
Yeah, on the carnage.
I pray for you.
Yeah.
Tamacti will walk over and sort of squat next to Gabriel. Gabriel.
I just kind of tilt a non-existent eyebrow your way, as in like, yes.
Do you have any wounds that need treating? I can look you over.
I shake my head. I will be fine now.
There's no need to put on this air of bravado around me or Rubin. The three of us, in the end, all we have is each other. You can pretend to be a cold slab of granite around the others if you'd like, but please, be honest with me.
I just need to rest here for a few. I will be alright. Thank you.
Very well. I sort of give him a nod. That, whatever it is you do with the temporary apparition of yourself,
I nod.
Never asked you about the origins of it before.
I am not sure of myself.
Is it something you have always had or something you were taught?
I was never taught, nor have I had it forever. It came to me when I was young, and I do not know from where or how, but it was after my father disappeared.
It is quite remarkable.
I shrug. It has certainly helped me.
Indeed. This helped us all in one way or another.
Indeed.
Well,
You should look after your slave, or former slave. He seemed rather destroyed.
His name is Sasha.
Sasha. I will try to remember. There are so many names on these ships. And every time I learn one, they die.
The other two that were on deck with him are Alanya and Belfour. The three of them became very close to me during our travels on the open seas. I will do my best to see to it that they do not become added to the ever-lengthening list of people we have grown close to that have passed.
Especially not with their new allegiances.
I do not think their allegiances were anything but a temporary means to an end, and as unsavory as they were and are, and the act they committed, I can't help but feel that...
A means to an end is always how it starts.
Perhaps. I will do what I can to ensure that it is just a means to an end, and nothing more.
I just offer you a nod. Still eyes closed. I haven't opened them the whole time.
Well, try and get some rest. Not sure if you heard, but Weasel says it looks like it's opening up ahead. Perhaps the worst is over for now.
For now.
Indeed. And Tamacti will stand up from his crouched position and walk slowly to the stairs leading below decks, and I'll head below deck. And I guess if nobody else wants to do anything.
A gentle reminder, so it's going to be tough to keep track of the hours during Darkreign for you guys in character and probably out of character. So, but you would know that since this is the first night of Darkreign, it is like midnight-ish by this time. So, I don't know if you guys would feel tired or want to try and find somebody to swap positions with you on watch, but that's all up to you guys.
I will rest my short rest up here, so like my hour long, and if nothing else happens, then I will clock out essentially and go ask for someone to take over upstairs and go for like actually sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
And probably in like a minute or two after Tamacti wanders down, Rubin also gets up, and he walks over towards Gabriel.
I hear the footsteps, and I let a low sigh escape my lips.
I'm going to rest down below. I'll find someone to replace me up top. If you need anything, come find me.
Will do. Sleep well, Rubin.
And if for some reason you need this, take it. Who knows if it'll come in handy. And Rubin's gonna slip him. Stand by. Let me figure out what it's called. Just a vial of lumen.
Sounds good.
Got it. I want
I
to make sure to add that to your...
I take it and like pocket it in like my sort of pouch on the belt and give you a nod. What does that do again?
It's like a flashbang.
basically.
Oh,
like
cool.
it blows up on impact and like it uses a dry light and something else. I think it was dry light and gunpowder to like kind of spark up and just do like a flash.
Lumen, Lumen.
Yep.
Sounds good. Added.
Wait, that's not down below. This is down below. And Rubin will go find someone that looks capable enough and that hasn't fought yet, and send them up top.
So you guys, two of you make your way below deck, and nothing happens during the next hour. A couple of the Northmen come up and replace Tamacti and Rubin, and probably you said that hour, if it does pass undisturbed, you head downstairs.
I will also clock out because been up there for a while now.
Okay. There are plenty of people like per each ship, and so it's not very difficult to find somebody that'll take the spot. Like, I mean, everyone's to some extent reluctant, but they still have to do it. Someone's got to do it.
Yeah,
so
no one wants to go up there, but it's got to be done.
And somebody even switches out for
Weasel?
Boren. Boren switches out for Weasel. Boren is the same man before that was kind of second in command of the ship for the merchants, and he's the one that like left the water bucket and like dropped it there in front of Tamacti that one time, just in case anyone forgot. So Boren takes over with piloting the ship, and it seems like all of you guys kind of go into a rest, except Tamacti was going to go check on Sasha, I believe, right? Or did I imagine that?
Yes, I am.
Okay. He's down there at the quartermaster station. Now that he's got like, a mostly healed leg, still injured and missing a large chunk of muscle still, but Mother Ishka has woken up and is kind of providing food for those that have that were fighting up top, like small rations, just whatever can be kind of slipped from the actual travel rations, like daily food allowances, like scraps of meat that was cut off and just kept to the side. And so Lanya, Sasha, and Belfour are there eating, and she would have offered the same thing to both Rubin and Gabriel when they came down, and to Tamacti too.
Rubin would definitely take some food with him towards wherever he was going to sleep.
I'll take.
You guys do have your old kind of like backside of the ship cabin available now.
Well,
Is there still a hole in it?
We blew out
there's
the
still
wall.
a hole in it. Yeah, but it's you could overlook that, I'm sure. It's not like the whole wall is just gone. It's just like
some
like
creepy
the whole
critters are going to
blown out.
climb in through the hole and
Yeah.
fucking eat us while we're sleeping.
Right. Give me a couple sheets of OSB, some 2x4s, and some caulk, and I'll patch it up.
Oh fuck.
Ruben's just gonna sleep where everyone else sleeps.
I'll take the food gratefully from Mother Ishka, and I'll ask her, "Are you feeling better?"
I am, Tamacti. Thank you for asking.
Good.
It's not that I haven't seen it before, but I suppose that I was overwhelmed by everything that was happening.
You have had a very challenging few weeks, as have we all. You cannot be blamed for that.
As have you, though. And speaking of which, if you were up there for all the commotion and the fighting, you should perhaps get some rest.
I will. I want to check on Sasha one last time before I do. And she would see that Tamacti's pretty fucking covered in like scratches and cuts and bites.
You all got pretty beat up in that.
And also is soaking wet.
Oh yeah, true.
Probably still dripping some water actually. I'll tend to myself in a little while. Thank you for your concern.
She offers you whatever smile she can muster up, which isn't much.
Mm-hmm. Well, take care of yourself, Mother Ishka. I'll see you tomorrow, whatever that means in these times.
She says the same thing to you, pretty much like echoes, and you take care of yourself.
Tamacti will wolf down the pack of saltine crackers she gave him. And then he'll head over to where Sasha, Lanya, and Balfour are probably sort of sequestered.
Mm-hmm. Which is just off to the side, like 5-6 feet against the wall.
And crouch down, and before sort of slumping onto the ground next to them. How are you feeling, Sasha? Any better?
He winces as like Balfour like sticks a finger out and like prods the wound. It's like healed over, of course, but it's still a little bit tender.
Sure.
And so like Balfour like pokes it once and he kind of like winces and draws in some breath. I've been better.
Yeah.
Tamacti. I've been real better.
I bet. Weasel said that it looks like it's opening up ahead. We might be able to get one of the Clan Limgray ships to pull along aside, and we can get you some actual healing magic. Get that leg back up to normal.
That would be great, actually.
Mm-hmm.
He like gulps down once, kind of, really agonized look on his face.
It almost makes me miss being down low.
He kind of like musters up a half of a toothy grin.
I know that's not true.
He nods a couple times.
You're right.
Now, where's that whiskey I gave you, huh? You got any more?
He fishes it out from like his belt line where it was like tucked in, and he hands it back to you. It's about half empty.
Tamacti he'll uncork it and he'll take a swig and sort of just fuck, I'm getting old. And then with that, he's gonna pull up his knees, set his arms across them, rest his forehead upon those arms, and then sort of just drift off.
And as you drift off, I think that is where we are going to end this session. I think that's a good close for the session, and we'll see what transpires when you guys awake next time. That being said, if you liked what you heard, please, like I said before, it would go a long way, and we'd appreciate it greatly if you would give us a review or a thumbs up or whatever you kind of have access to for wherever you're listening to us. The same goes for if you didn't like it. Give us some feedback on what you'd like to see better or changed or improved, and we'd appreciate that too. If you want to hang out with us, ask us questions, tell us what you think about the podcast, talk to other people of the community, join our Discord, all those links are down below in the description, in the Linktree link that is provided. We'd like to take a moment to thank our Patreon supporters for the generous financial support that they've given us. funding our giveaways, our art, and a few other things that we have in store. So I'd like to take a moment to thank our party fiends, Xeno and Stags, our party monsters, Rookshaw, Cypher, and Happy Phoenix, our party person Hop, and our party people, our party lurkers, Blundy, Window Man, and Valentine. Also, in a closing note, our party monsters are given the opportunity to give our players a thing that they would like to hear said in their voice. And so our closing statement, before we get to our final goodbyes, was requested by Rookshaw in Rubin's voice to say the following.
Born to shit. Forced to wipe. There you go.
We appreciate all your financial support from all of our Patreon supporters once again. And like always, never split the party. We'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for being here.